Hello, welcome back to the Wallen. My name is Beast, and today we're back with Hoshizora no Memoria. After yesterday was the studio recording. It was actually quite funny. It was fucking chaotic, but by God, it was really fun. Anyways, yeah, today we finally move on to Kosame-Route proper. Just I kind of started this part kind of late, so I may keep it short again. So that's a yikes. Also, I may keep it short because I have like a weird bruise right here next to my ear, and it is very uncomfortable to wear headphones with that. Which is weird because like my phone headphones don't have the issue, only these. So yeah, that's highly annoying. Anyways, without further ado, let's just get on with it. It is a routine process she goes through every single day, without exception when changing out of her pajamas and into her clothes for the day.
今日も変わりません。
1:30. Why did I trust this game for even just a second? Don't have to worry about the bottom at least, so can't do anything. There you'll see the fucking line though. Oh, you'll just barely still see the line. Some white skin without a single blemish. A body so fair it almost resembles ice. Kosame can only think of it like a sculpture carved from ice.
今日も綺麗すぎるくらい綺麗ですね。
Yes, a nice sculpture. The body has truthfully been artificially created in the most literal sense. It was crafted more minutely than a human, with a beauty to it that is not of this world. In the Barigazari meteorite enshrined in the main building, there lives a contumacious deity.
星神様。
Seitengu worships it as a local deity. By the process of that deity, beyond male and female, bestowing its light on her, Kosame exists. She is thus being given life anew, despite having died once before. Like a broken mirror that shows multiple reflections, warping the laws of nature, he or she is projecting the afterimage of her soul onto this world. It was her elder twin sister, Hisakaki Komomo, who made this wish to the astral god.
姉さんには感謝しています。
Kosame checks many times over. Every inch of this beautiful, perfected body she calls hers. Is there anything about it that might appear strange? Is there anything about it that might give away the fact that she's no longer human? Is nothing abnormal about it? Is there anything about it different from normal? Is it like that of everyone else's around her? Simultaneously feeling gratitude to her sister, whom she so loved, Kosame loathingly gazed at this body of hers. The second term has started and the Astro Circle has now become an official club. Her sister Komomo has also joined them officially. At the moment, the club is tackling preparations for the school festival next month, Body Festival, while also engaging in stargazing sessions once a week. The club has become really active. She now enjoys her school life more than ever. And that is why Kosame has to be more careful than before. She has to hide the truth about her body. She has to live exactly the same as all the others around her. She has to eat lunch, even though she never feels hunger. She has to go to the restroom, even though her body doesn't have to. She has to take showers, even though her body doesn't get dirty. She has to sleep, even though she doesn't feel tired. And lastly, she mustn't forget checking your body like this every morning. While eating, going to the restroom, showering, and sleeping are necessary to her, it is as though she can't do each, so it isn't anything difficult for her to implement. The difficulty lies in knowing that she is deceiving everyone around her, knowing she's lying to her friends, knowing that she is a living mistake.
間違いは正さなければならないんです。
What did you say? Hence, Kosame has decided that she will someday be sent back. And the fact that her sister has started having nightmares again tells her the day is not too far off. Arrive at the shrine right around when it starts to heat up. Well, it did become cooler when we entered September. On days where the sunlight is intense like today, summer temperatures returned like nothing had ever changed. Beneath the radiant sun, Kosame, clad in her shrine maiden clothes, is zealously engaging in work. Hey there, must be hard working in this heat.
小笠原さん。
Kosame rests her hand on the broom she's been using to sweep the grounds. There aren't many leaves yet on the shrine grounds, but due to the dimensions of it coupled with this heat, it must be anything but easy to do this by herself.
どうしたんですか？何かご用ですか？
I came to help out with the shrine work.
今日の当番は姉さんではありませんよ。
Her tone contains a mix of surprise and mild exasperation. Well, her injury isn't healed up yet.
はい。姉さん、手を怪我してもお手伝いをやめようとしなくて、そのせいで悪化していつまで経っても治りませんから。
So it
この
seems.
頃、調子も悪いみたいですから。
Yeah, I think she said she had a cold or something.
はい。多分、長引くと思います。
Her words seem to be hinting at something. Knowing her, I wouldn't be surprised if she even worsened her
姉さ
cold.
んは何事も無理をしがちですから、私が強く言って休ませているんです。
Yeah, she told me all about it.
私からも何度かお話ししましたよね。
True.
なのに、お仕事を手伝ってくれるんですか？
That's the plan.
なぎなたでバッサリ切ってもよろしいですか？
Why?
私の口から言わせるんですか？
I have literally no idea what's embarrassing about this to you.
姉さんだけでは飽き足らず、私まで手ごめにしようだなんて。
Fucking excuse me? What the fuck? I definitely do not want to rape Izagaki, okay? You're just letting your imagination run crazy.
3P ですか？
No, I do not. Your imagination is going down a slippery slope.
今日は何かご用ですか？いけない狼さん。
Using a weird nickname, she asks me the same question again. Like I said, I've come to help.
今日は姉さんの当番ではありませんよ。
Yes, I know that.
なのになぜお手伝いなんですか？
I want to help you.
エッチなのはいけませんよ。
How'd you even get that?
巫女装束のままみそぎが必要ですか？
Please do not put words in my
ス
mouth.
ケスケ巫女の双子姉妹丼ですか？
Are you listening?
汚らわしい。
Could you please not come to your own arbitrary conclusions and use those to treat me like some criminal?
今日は何かご用ですか？エッチな狼さん。
My nickname keeps changing, but the conversation itself isn't going anywhere. I can't help you with
と
work.
ってもダメです。
Why?
小笠原さんが私に気を使っているからです。
Kosame puts up her
メア
index
さんに
finger.
ひどいことをした私が気にしているんじゃないかって必要以上に心配しているからですよ。
That has nothing to do with
違
it.
うんですか？
Really?
私のこと心配じゃないんですか？
I was not expecting that that expression, motherfucker! Fuck. No, I can't take a screenshot if I do that. Her eyes get damp. Well, of course I am. It's sad to be sincere.
やっぱりです。
And immediately a smile blooms on her face.
お気遣いありがとうございます。だからこそお手伝いはいりません。これ以上小ヶ坂さんに迷惑をかけると未練が残って成仏できそうにありませんから。
I suppose resting in peace is just some peculiar metaphor she uses. I don't consider it an inconvenience at all. We're friends, right?
友達だからお気遣いは無用なんです。
Okay, then I'm doing this because I want to. Consideration and all that takes a back seat. Besides, I said I'd try my best to get to the point where I could forgive you, right? That was part of that effort. Want to keep up our relationship.
汚らわしい。
How did you interpret my words as anything close to that?
エッチな関係を望まないならお手伝いを許可します。
Since when has our usual relationship ever been sexual?
女の子として魅力がありませんか？
What do you even want me to say here?
お手伝いをしないでください。
Sorry, but no can do.
親切の押し売りですか？
No, I want to help you for my own
詭
sake.
弁ですね。
Well, say what you want.
まだ私が断ったら
I'd have to pull out my trump
無
card.
理やりエッチ。
No, I won't!
どんな手を使うんでしょう？
I'll punish you.
無理やりエッチなお仕置き。
Can we get off the rape train here, please? For the love of God.
ではどんなお仕置きでしょう？
Alas, he's cocky to punish you.
二人で私を。
No, we are not going to gang rape you, okay?
まだ言っていなかったのに、やっぱりそういうことを望んでいたんですね。
If anything, I was the one reading your mind.
くわばらくわばらですね。
Saying so, Kosame-Route
お
things
話し
off.
しているといつまで経ってもお仕事が終わりませんね。
I'll go fetch another broom.
私もお掃除を再開です。
We'll be done in a flash with the two of us. In the end, she accepts my help with a smile on her face.
どうぞ、冷たい麦茶ですよ。
After getting the sweeping done, I stopped by their house. Thanks for always bringing me tea and
い
all.
つも手伝っていただいていますから、毎日は大変じゃないですか？
No, really, I'm already used to
姉
it.
さんも呆れていましたよ。テンクルはプになって取引は終わったのになんでまだ手伝うのかって。
Well, like I said, I'm doing it because I want to. Kosame made a troubled expression and put a hand on her cheek. I gotta be handling all the work here for a while.
姉さんの怪我と体調が良くなるまで当番は私です。ですから
I'll be back tomorrow.
どうぞ、ブブ漬けですよ。
Kosame left the room. Kosame left the room. What? I'll be back tomorrow. I need to go do something! I'm leaving the room twice. Is she implicitly telling me to scram?
冷たい麦茶のブブ漬けですよ。
Thanks. Cookies go well with tea, so while I
明日
appreciate it.
は平日ですし、時間的にお手伝いは大変だと思いますから。
I'll just have to come right after club, so don't worry, it's there. We never meet all that long to begin with, so there's also still a little ways off until we need to start seriously tackling preparations for Hibari Festival. Other days where we have stargazing sessions, we mainly just chat.
麻生さんの喫茶店でバイトはいいんですか？
I'll just take some time off for the time
ブ
being.
ブ漬けのおかわりはいかがですか？
Okay, now you're really telling me to leave, aren't you?
麻生さんと姉さんを天秤にかけたら、小ヶ坂さんはどちらに傾きますか？
What's with that question?
麻生さんを選んだらバイト、姉さんを選んだら病院の診察について行ってあげてください。
think you're missing the third option in there.
どんな選択肢でしょう。
Helping you?
どうぞ、おかわりですよ。
Could you please not try to feed me a cookie skewered by your Naginata? What?
小ヶ坂さんが私のそばにいるのは見張りですか？私がメアさんをまた襲わないようにと。
It's gotten nothing to do with that. I'm only monitoring you so you won't try and distance yourself from us out of consideration. You really don't have to worry about it anymore.
私は何も気にしていませんよ。
Well, then let me help you.
なぜそうつながるんでしょう。
I just have a thing for sweeping the shrine grounds, okay? It's so awesome I can't help myself. If you consider me a friend, let me help you with it. Just do me that one favor. Kosame gave me a look of disbelief. If you've put the incident behind you like you said and consider me a friend like before, then I absolutely don't see why you wouldn't let me.
小ヶ坂さん、卑怯ですね。
I won't deny it.
エッチですね。
We obviously weren't talking about that kind of dirty.
私はどんな格好で小ヶ坂さんの前で掃除をすればいいんでしょう。
The usual shrine maiden outfit would be just fine.
下着をつけちゃダメなんですね。
That's when you wear a yukatan or the shrine maiden outfit.
いえ、どちらも和装ですから同じですよ。
So, you haven't been wearing underwear this entire time?
だとしたらどうしますか？
A
小ヶ
question.
坂さんの脳内で一体私はどんなことになっているんでしょう。
Here's your answer. Nothing at all.
エッチなのはいけませんよ。
Could you stop putting me down when supposedly making a helpful comment?
私の裸に魅力はありませんか？
Could you stop amusing yourself at my expense?
一応巫女装束には裾よけと呼ばれる下着があるんです。私と姉さんは横着をして普通の下着のままですけど、
Figured as
小ヶ
much.
坂さんの心の舌打ちが聞こえました。
Well, you heard wrong.
小ヶ坂さん、手伝うのはよろしいですけど、今週までで結構ですよ。
Because we have your buddy festival preparations after that?
はい。テンクルも忙しくなると思いますから。
Sure thing, I wouldn't want to
小ヶ
impose.
坂さんのそういうところが大好きですよ。
Just as there's ever too many leaves for you to do alone, tell me and I'll come help.
さつまいもを買ってきてもらうのもいいかもしれませんね。
And then we could roast all those all together. Anyhow, in response to your question, I'll choose you.
小ヶ坂さん、
Kosame looked me in the eye. Her expression had become
覚えてお
stern.
いてください。私は本来、友達を作る資格がなかったんです。そう考えていたんです。それでも、姉さんが私を普通に扱ってくれたおかげで、学校に通えて、テンクルにも入部することができました。私は友達を作ってもいいと思うことができました。ですけど、
Her expression suddenly
ですけど、
softened.
そこまでです。それ以上の関係を得る資格は私にはない。私には恋をする資格まではないんですよ。
Kosame repeated the same words she once told me before. I suppose the reason she brought that up again now was because she meant to warn me away, warning for me to keep my distance. May I ask why that is? Kosame put up her index finger, saying the
詮
usual.
索は悪趣味ですよ。
I was got just like that. Don't expect me to listen.
やっほー、待ってたわ。
Give and take and everything.
その軽い挨拶はやめてください。力が抜けます。
あなたに力が入りすぎている証拠ね。
私の振る舞いはいかなる時も変わりません。
それじゃあ、普段から力が入ってるのね。そのうち、眉間のシワが消えなくなるわよ。
心遣い感謝しますが、あなたもそのふぬけた低たらくが癖にならないようお気をつけて。
心配ご無用。私の振る舞いだっていかなる時も変わらないから。
だからこそ心配しているという意味なのですが。
それじゃあ定例の報告をお願いしようかしらね。
わかりました。まずは展望台の死神についてです。先日報告した通り、久垣小雨の同類かと思われます。
それに関しては手を出さないんじゃなかったの？
久垣小雨を送り返すことに支障をきたさないのであれば、その必要はないというだけです。
小雨に関係ないならあなたの業務外になるからね。
はい。
もしかして実は関係あったの？
今のところありません。
じゃあ無視でいいんじゃないの？
これから総本社にも判断を仰ぐつもりです。それをあなたの耳にも入れようと思い、こうして。
ああ、総本社も無視でいいって。
そうなのですか？
ええ、私の方から聞いておいたから。
本当ですか？
なんで疑うのよ。
信用しろという方が無理があります。久垣小雨の他にも祭ろわぬ神が発見されたのですから、私に命令が下らないにしろ、討伐のために他の巫女が派遣されるのは必定でしょう。
小雨は正確には祭ろわぬ神ではないんだけどね。
精神から光を分け与えられている精霊であれば、神と称して差し支えないでしょう。高齢によって生まれる精霊は本来、私たちのようなものならまだしも、一般人の目には映りません。映ったとしても、星明かりのある夜に限定されます。
伝承に残る人間社会に溶け込んであれこれやってた精霊っていう事例も夜に限られているものね。
だというのに小雨は周囲の人間と何ら変わらぬ生活を送っている。人間が生きる上での食や睡眠を取らずとも何ら変わらぬ生活を可能とするんです。
そうね。だから神と呼んでもいいのでしょうね。
少なくとも総本社はそう考えているでしょ
う。で、展望台の死神だっけ？その子が本当に祭ろわぬ神だとしたら、どこかによりしろがあるはずよね。だけど、そんなものは見つかっていない。聖天宮のご神体は小雨のよりしろだからね。あなたが展望台の死神を送り返したとしても、よりしろを見つけて安置しなきゃ意味がないじゃないの。じゃないと、一時は沈められたとして、何百年も経ったらまたのほほんと起きてくるわよ。
永久的な封印など聖天宮の力でも土台無理な話です。だからといって見逃すべきとも思えません。
見逃すべきとは言っていない。だけど今のところ害はないみたいだしね。
害があってからでは遅いのですがね。
何にしろ展望台の死神は私が預かるわ。あなたは自分の仕事だけに専念しなさい。これは上司から部下への命令よ。
承知しました。
じゃ次の報告お願い。
はい、もうご存知だとは思いますが、久垣小桃が悪夢を見始めたようです。
そのようね。小桃と小雨が話しているのを何とか聞いているわ。
This is like largely the same scene we saw in Komomo's route as well, but with some slight deviances, I guess.
悪夢が再発したのは、久垣小桃が展望台に足を踏み入れたことによるかと思われます。
そうでしょうね。
ですから、
あなたは小雨を送り返す許可が欲しいのね。どうかした？
いえ。
小桃はいずれ全てを思い出すでしょう。過去の悪夢を見るに、それはもう目の前に迫っている。よってあなたに命じます。小雨が自ら望んだように眠らせてあげなさい。小桃はその現実から目を背けずに受け止めることができるでしょう。小雨が帰ることによって全ての決着がつくでしょう。文句がありそうね。
いえ。
あなたのその態度に感化されたってわけじゃないけど、一つだけ付け加えさせてもらえば。もし娘たちが他の答えを見つけたなら小雨が帰る。それだけが結果ではないと あの子たちが気づいたなら聖天宮の神主としてじゃない、あの子たちの母としてあなたにお願いするわ。娘たちを見守ってあげて、そばについて助けてあげて。あなたになら頼めると思うから小雨の友達になった。
はい。今夜の私の要件もそれだったのですよ。小雨は一度は星に帰ることを選択した。姉を思って選択した。ですが今やもうそれを良しとしない者も多くいる。過去よりもずっと多く。小雨自身が考えるよりずっと小雨を思う仲間は多くなっているのですから。
ねえみんな、あともうちょっとで15夜じゃない？
Also suddenly grabs our attention during our club meeting to discuss what we'd be doing at the Body Festival. Every member is present, with the exception of Izakaki, who has her hands full with student council work, our paper member Setsuna, and Mayor.
言われてみるともうすぐお月見です。
9月と言ったら中秋の名月だからね。
Don't tell me you're thinking of going with moon viewing as our program for the Body Festival.
そんなわけないよ。それにひばり祭は来月じゃない。じゃなくて次の天体観測の時に一緒にお月見やるのもいいかなって。
Our club's main activities, the stargazing sessions, had been scheduled for Saturday every week.
次の土曜ってちょうど9月15日なんだよね。私手作りのお団子持っていくよ。
Wasn't the Mid-Autumn Festival on the 15th of August in the old
あ
calendar?
れ、今のカレンダーに直すと9月15日になるんだよね。
旧暦と新暦は一致するわけじゃないよ。だから毎年十五夜の日付は変わるんだ。
じゃあ今年の15夜はいつなんでしょう。
調べないとわからないけど、満月はちょうど週末じゃなかったかな。
あれ、満月の日が15夜なんですよね。
いや、十五夜だからといって満月とは限らない。数日ずれる年もあるんだ。
なんかややこしいな。
What the fuck?
そんなんだと気づいたら15夜終わってそう。
Hold up. That was weird. Oh well, I guess that's a good moment. I'm gonna go take a quick break and get a jacket real quick. Be right back. Boy, bitch. There we go, Kosame had been staying out of the conversation for a while now. You guys don't do moon viewing in your family, Kosame?
はい。
She responded after a
お
slight
月
delay.
見をしたことはありませんね。うちの神社は月ではなくて星を祀っていますから。
もともと月信仰の神社は少ないと聞くし、一般の家庭でもお月見をするところは少ないだろうしね。
Our family'd never done any of that stuff either, gazing up the full moon while having a drink from a sake cup or whatnot.
うちもお月見はしないけど、喫茶店で15夜にちなんだ特別メニューは毎年出してるよ。
What kind of dish?
ヘテカの魔術だよ。
Well, okay, but like, what exactly is
も
that?
ちろん月見団子だよ。
And would you know it? The dish name didn't tell you anything about the actual dish.
満月の女神であるヘテカは夜の支配者でもあるんだよ。とても賢くて魔術に長けていて、中世ではたくさんの魔女に礼拝されてたんだって。
Honestly, I felt like I didn't really fit my image of Japanese moon viewing.
月の神話といえばアルテミスだと思いますけど。
Yes.
アルテミスはね、三日月を象徴するんだ。満月の女神って言ったらヘテカになるの。ちなみにアルテミスは突然死をもたらす女神としても有名なんだよ。私のイメージと違うんですか。
Oh, she's a huntress. Yeah, when I hear Artemis, the first thing that comes to mind is a bow. Oh yeah. Fuck do you use a bow for? Hunting. Hunters try to take down the targets quickly. Before, they get away. And usually they try not to be seen before they strike, so it is a sudden death.
狩猟と純血の女神って呼ばれる方が多いからね。
だけど、そういった月の神々は死や闇も象徴しているんだよ。夜というのは昔の人々にとっては恐怖の対象だったってことなんだろうね。
Kosame's mind was off in space yet again. Kosame, what's on your mind?
はい。
And again, she replies after a slight delay. Is it about time for you?
時間？
Well, your shrine work. You said it'd be your turn today as well.
いえ。小雨ちゃん、お仕事あるんだったらそろそろ解散にするよ。私も店のお手伝いあるし。私も夕方からドラマの時間です。
お月見をするかどうかはまた後日決めようか。
それじゃあみんな、お疲れ様でした。
Everyone nonchalantly says their goodbyes. But Kosame appears to be off in space again.
今日も手伝っていただいてありがとうございました。
The sun is about to set by the time we get through all our sweeping. As we work, we hardly say much of anything to each other. Our mind seems to be in other places the whole time. You're being a little weird today. Your shoulders jerk, startled.
私、どこか変ですか？
You'd been spacing out during club the whole time?
そういうことですか。
There's also the fact that you're dead, but, that's kind of off to the side. She places a hand on her chest in an expression of relief. What you'd think I meant.
私の体が、あ
Body.
まりまじまじ見ないでください。
She contorts her body with embarrassment. Ah, sorry, my bad.
エッチな目で見ていますか？
Not even close to it.
別におかしいところはありませんよね。
She does a quick spin where she stands. After her silky light blonde hair floats up slightly, it suddenly floods down again. Yep, same old Kosame I know.
よかったです。
Sunset gave her cheeks a hue of red as she smiled. Or worried about your weight or something?
体重？
Like, that you might have eaten too much or put on some extra pounds.
デ
And
リ
put
カ
on
シー
some
に
extra
か
pounds.
ける質問ですけど。
Well, I was just going to say, I think you have a perfect figure. You're not fat in the slightest.
エッチな目で見ていますか？
For the last time, no.
私は食べても太らない体質ですから。
Got me jealous.
そうなんですか？
Yeah, and I mean, most girls in particular would probably kill to be that way.
そうかもしれませんね。
In addition to the fact that she didn't put on weight, you have a pristine skin like fresh snow that supposedly never tans. Plus the fact that she has a well-rounded chest despite her slender figure. In other words, you couldn't ask for anything better.
エッチな目で見ていますか？
You keep telling you no, so could you drop it?
何か考えていたようでしたから。
I was just thinking how perfect you are. You've got stellar looks just like Izagaki, great proportions, and even some Izagaki doesn't have, a nice personality.
食べ頃だから食べちゃうんですか？
I'd really like you to stop coming back at me with that in that
小ヶ
fashion.
坂さんがひどいことばかり言うからですよ。
I was going for a compliment with it.
ほら、 やっぱりひどいです。
Literally
あま
how?
り褒められるとその気になりそうですから。
Kosame averts her gaze
そ
from
れ
me.
はとても残酷なことですから。
Kosame's eyes were focused on evening star shining bright in the night sky. The moon could also be faintly seen up there along with it. You aren't all that enthusiastic about the moon viewing party?
どうしてでしょう。
You started spacing out around when we started talking about it. Kosame's gaze then shifted back to me.
そうですね。月は人を狂わせると言いますから。月の光には魔力がある。月を眺めると気が狂う。だから英語のルナティックには強靭の意味があるんですよ。満月を見て狼に変身するという西洋の伝説は特に有名だと思います。
In the Orient, the moon tends to be perceived as something beautiful and mysterious, like in the tales of the bamboo cutter. But in the West, it tends to be feared as an omen of evil. Moonlight could be both good and evil, all depending on the individual's perspective.
神話ばかりではありません。満月の日は殺人事件や交通事故が多いという統計だってあるそうです。月は人をおかしくさせる。人だけじゃない。この星にある命すべてに影響を与えてしまう。だから
Kosame pauses mid-sentence. That's why you hate the moon? Kosame flashes me a lonesome smile.
はい。だって月は人をおかしくさせて変えてしまう。満月は私を変えてしまう。小ヶ坂さんだって変わってしまうんです。一緒にお月見なんかしたら小ヶ坂さんがエッチな狼男さんに変身してしまうかもしれませんからね。
Kosame says that with a smile on her face, and I can't find anything to say further. Sakaki Kosame this morning again stands in front of her mirror. Thanks for the warning. Before changing into her uniform, going down to the living room, she checks her bare body thus. To her, this is part of getting herself presentable after getting out of bed. Readying herself to show herself before other people.
今日も変わりありませんよね。
Pale white skin, slender arms, slim waist, shapely breasts, and long supple thighs.
小ヶ坂さんが言っていましたね。
He had said Kosame's looks were perfect, but Kosame could not see that as anything but further from the truth. She simply finds it impossible to like this body of hers, a body that resembles an ice sculpture. Regardless of how stainless and beautiful it may be, it only leaves the opposite impression on her. She never asked for a perfect body such as this. She isn't a god, but a lowly human. She has no need for perfection. However, no amount of struggling will keep the moon that towers above the night sky from thrusting before her the truth that she isn't human. The unmerciful full moon in all its golden glory. Its effects take form not on her constitution, which she can cover up, but instead in a form anyone would instantly recognize at first glance.
だからお月見はダメなんです。
The Mid-Autumn Festival is nearing. She knows she cannot venture outside during a full moon, so Kosame has always stayed indoors on such nights. She can't let herself be seen before others. Not only doesn't she show herself before her sister, which goes without saying, but also not before those who know of her secret, such as her parents and Setsuna. Friends are, of course, out of the question as well, as is your...
知られたくないから。
Standing before the mirror, she gazed upon herself longer than usual. It'll be fine, she tells herself. I see this through to the end. She convinces herself that she can keep her secret hidden until her final day. She doesn't want to ruin this precious everyday life she'd been given. She doesn't want to ruin the everyday lives of those around her. Kosame was sure that this is the minimum obligation she must fulfill as someone who had been given a second life.
昨日言ってたお月見のことなんだけど、
Directly after we started with our club meeting after school, also brought the subject
テン
back
ク
up.
ルもせっかく部になったんだし、おめでとうパーティーを兼ねたらどうかなって思うんだけど。パーティー。
祝賀会というわけだね。
ひばり祭の準備に向けて気合を入れるって意味でもいいかなって。
夜の屋上でやるなら騒がしくはできないけどね。
騒がしいのはあまり好きじゃないので、むしろその方が。私、鈴木と月見団子持っていくからね。
なら天体観測も星じゃなくて月で決まりかな。
私はいつも通り適当に観測してます。お酒は飲めないけど、杯でお茶を一杯くらいいいよね。
後で先生から屋上の鍵を借りておくよ。
これでミーティングが終わりなら帰ります。
Before either me and Kosame could even say anything, the moon viewing party had been decided upon. Kosame, is that okay with you? Kosame put up a warm smile.
皆さんで集まるお月見、楽しみですね。
It wasn't a reply I'd expected after the way she talked about the moon yesterday. Proceeded to then ask Asuho something. Also, are you having the moon viewing party after we do our usual Are you having the moon viewing party after we do our usual astronomy stuff?
そうだね。そっちの方がゆっくりお月見できると思うし。
We may make the moon viewing party itself optional.
ようちゃん、もしかして都合悪かった？
Not really. Oops. Not really, but with a moon viewing party on top of our usual stargazing, we might be there a little long. Don't want to stay out all too late and worry on Chino. Though that was a little bit of a fib on my part, on Chino had never once stopped me from going out late and doing stuff at the club.
私も過保護な親が反対する可能性がありますので、その方が助かります。
あまり羽目を外さないよう気をつけるという意味でも自由参加が妥当かな。
じゃあそうしよっか。参加するかどうかは当日までに教えてね。参加人数が決まったらその分だけお団子作るから。
Kosame was watching over the discussion silently, somewhat apologetic expression on her face.
小ヶ坂さん。
Once we finished the sweeping, Kosame called my name.
今日の部活のことですけど。
One sec, I need to go put away my broom.
なぜ逃げようとするんですか？
You kinda gave me that vibe like you wanted to question me about it or something.
そうじゃありません。確認をしたかっただけです。
She was looking me directly in
お
the
月見を
eyes.
自由参加にしたのは私のせいですか？
Nah, of course not.
私のせいですみません。
I just said it wasn't you.
私だけが反対したら盛り上がっていた皆さんに水を差すことになる。小ヶ坂さんはテンクルのために間を取って自由参加を進言した。だからありがとうございます。
Well, it's because I knew things would head towards this direction that I wanted to avoid this topic. Look, Kosame, don't make me repeat myself over and over. You don't have to answer
気
consider
を
it.
使ったのは小ヶ坂さんだと思いますけど。
I mean, if you didn't want to do the moon viewing party, all you had to do was say so. None of us would have come down on you for it or anything. Besides, there's still one misconception you're stuck up on. It wasn't for the Astro Circle's sake. I said that.
じゃあ何のためでしょう？
For your sake.
やっぱり私のせいなんですね。
I said sake! That's a big difference there.
同じではないでしょうか。
What I said has a positive meaning behind it, not a bad
ど
one.
ういうことでしょう？
Well, rather than not being able to stand you, I love you. Why'd you chop me?
気を使っていただかなくて結構です。小ヶ坂さんも私に何度も言わせないでください。
I wasn't acting considerate, I just did it because I wanted
ど
to.
ういうことでしょう？
I love you.
えい
Again.
冗談でもそういう言葉は口にしないでくださいね。
You mean sort of like jinxing things?
はい。間違って叶ってしまったら大変なことになってしまいます。
Yes, because she doesn't have the right to, as she'd put it. Well, there's nothing wrong with saying that I love you as a friend, right?
その場合は紛らわしくならないようちゃんとそう言ってください。
Kosame,
はい。
I love you.
えい
Again.
友達が抜けていますよ、小笠坂さん。
Kosame? No, wait a second here.
小笠坂さんが真摯な態度を取るときは何もかもが信じられませんから。
Her faith in me was scratching rock bottom. So anyways, I take it you won't participate in the moon viewing party?
はい、そのつもりです。
And you won't participate in the stargazing session either? You seem to be struggling to answer. Does it have to do with you saying you'll change upon seeing the full moon?
はい。
She's scented with
天
a
体
nod.
観測をしている間でもきっと私は変わってしまうから、満月の下に立つだけでとっても困った変身をしてしまいますから。
Kinda got me curious to see what this change
見
is.
たら小笠坂さんも変身してしまいますよ。
A change after seeing your changed
は
form?
い。
In what way?
エッチな狼男さんに変身です。
Would have been funny if she she just like fucking like grabbed her scimitar. Oh, you changed it to a corpse. Do I even ask why or how or what that even means?
私にとって非常に困った態度をとってしまうという意味ですよ。
Like, what would I
エ
do?
ッチな狼男さんがすることです。
And what is that?
私に言わせるんですか？
You're always saying that kind of stuff of your own accord, you know.
では聞いてこないでください。
Is there nothing else these werewolves you talk about do?
ありません。
Pretty active, these werewolves.
それとはちょっと違います。狼男さんに変身すると普通ではいられずおかしくなってしまうんです。
Would I? So I would lose my mind by seeing you?
はい。
Just like transforming into a werewolf after seeing the full moon? Can't see that being possible.
なぜ断言できるのでしょう。
Because I'm a gentleman.
私のどんな姿を見ても紳士でいられるんですか？
You can bet on it. Why?
意味もなく自信満々だからです。
My confidence isn't groundless. I mean, there's something I can say with absolute
何を
confidence.
でしょう。
I love you. Give me a break. Kosame averts her eyes from me and looks up at the evening
小笠さ
sky.
ん、
Now, one could see I was a faintly chipped full moon hanging in the daytime sky.
狼男に変身するということは満月の下では普通でいられなくなるということです。人ではいられなくなるんです。鬼になってしまうんです。
She uttered so solemnly. But demon, do you mean the kinds you often see driven away and stuff in folklore and mythology?
はい。鬼とは人に打たれる存在。祀わぬものとして鎮められ、送り返される存在です。地域によっては神格化され、祀わぬ神と呼ぶところもあるでしょう。ただ鬼といっても、頭に角が生えているとか、鋭い牙が生えているとか、そういった特徴で呼んでいるのではありません。鬼とは本来、姿形のない不可視の霊魂を指すんです。祀わぬ神は人の目には映らないんです。私たち聖天宮の者はそんな人の目には映らない存在を相手に戦っていた歴史があります。今は社殿に飾られているなぎなったそれをはじめとするさまざまな取り物はその過程で作られました。不可視の相手を可視にすることで人の身でも干渉できるようになる。対峙することができる。だって姿形を想像するしかない相手では対処のしようがありませんから。 想像上の神や鬼を神話や伝承に残すだけでは歯が立ちませんから、神格化だけではなく視覚化が大切なんですよ。祀わぬ者、従いたいのに従わないものが何なのか分かった方が立ち向かうことができますから。人は光が差さない闇を恐れますからね。
At that point, Kosame started walking with broom in hand.
祀わぬ者とは人にとって従いたいのに従わないものだから、それは何も神や鬼だけではありません。人によっては勉強だったりお金だったり過去の記憶だったりするのかもしれません。好きな相手だったりするのかもしれません。恋そのものの場合も、そんな恋に憧れる自分そのものの場合もあるのかもしれませんね。
Walking next to Kosame, I voiced my thoughts. So does that mean you'll turn into a contumacious existence upon seeing the full moon?
そうですよ。
You'll become an existence that defies the will of another, no matter what?
はい、そうですよ。
What kind of person would that Kosame
エッ
be?
チな狼男さんに変身した小ヶ坂さんでも従えない悪い鬼さんになってしまうんです。だから小ヶ坂さんが襲ってきても返り討ちにしてあげますよ。エッチなことをしようとしてもなぎなたでバッサリ切ってあげますからね。
I really was no match for her. Getting a glimpse of what she truly thought was a laborious task. That was a labor. You know, you could have just like thrown in the counter word. Well, fucking, I don't see the issue with seeing consummation's existence, considering that I fucking talk with Mary all fucking day.
姉さん、
小雨。
As we were about to go down the stairway to the second floor, we ran into Hizakaki, who was on her way up the
小ヶ坂
stairs.
くんと皆星さんも一緒ってことは、これから部活に行くわけね。
こももちゃんも部活出る？
出ない。これから生徒会の仕事なのよ。
The student council is also on the second floor, which means you're going back.
教室に忘れ物があるだけよ。
Hizakaki placed a hand on her forehead.
何呆れてるの？
違うわよ。
She looked pale and also seemed to be sweating. Did you forget medicine or something?
何でもいいでしょ。
手の怪我じゃないよね。包帯取れてるし。
He says you caught a cold, right?
そうよ。大したことないから。
取ってくるのは頭痛薬ですよね、姉さん。姉さん、
Kosame shouted her name
今
emphatically.
朝もそうでしたよね。体調が悪いくせに私の反対を押し切って投稿して。
あなたが大げさなだけよ。
今日は生徒会のお仕事を休んで帰らせてもらってもいいんじゃないですか？
そういうわけにいかないわ。今はひばり祭の運営準備で大変なんだから。
私、生徒会室に行って伝えてきます。
やめなさい。
Hizakaki grabbed Kosame's
本当
arm.
に大したことないから。
お願いします。無理はしないでください。
無理をしているのはあなたじゃないの？
Kosame widened her eyes in surprise. Hizakaki shifted her gaze away.
ごめん。変な夢見て現実と混同してるのかも。
Hizakaki got away from
とにかく
Kosame.
私は平気だから。勝手な真似したらお仕置きするからね。
Uttering a final she left. Kosame could only stand there in a daze.
小雨ちゃん何でもありません。
She gave me a gentle smile, but it was a smile that looked all too forced. If you want to make Hizakaki get some rest, I'll help you.
姉さん、意地っ張りですから、あまりしつこくすると逆効果になりそうです。
But I mean, is it all right to just leave her?
はい。神社のお仕事を私に任せているだけ、姉さんも譲歩していますから。こももちゃんのこと、心配だね。そんな麻生さんが、私は大好きです。 小桃ちゃんのゆり相手が体調不良だからって、なんで私に迫ってくるの？
I'd begun to realize that the Cosby and his cocky not feeling well wasn't just an everyday cold. It was still bright here on the shrine grounds. We wrapped up club today rather quick. Also, I might have done so in consideration of Kosame, who was worried about her sister. Although the one in question, Izgaki herself, hasn't come home yet. So, Kosame couldn't be by her side.
今日もお手伝いよろしくお願いします。
Yep, let's knock it out in record time. I take a broom from
い
Kosame.
つもありがとうございます。
I don't need any thanks.
いえ、言わせてください。小ヶ坂さんのお手伝いがあるから、姉さんも安心しているんです。安心して、私にお仕事を任せているんです。
However, Izgaki was instead busy doing student council work. Although she must have wanted to rest, she couldn't come out and say it. She's always making things hard for herself than they have to be with her personality. Hey, Kosame, may I ask you something?
よくありませんよ。
It's not a cold that's got Izgaki feeling sick, is it?
よくありませんと言いましたのに。
Prying his poor manners?
詮索はエッチなんです。
Really, do me a favor and stop always going into a sexual direction at any given opportunity.
節操がない女の子だって思いますか？
Well, now,
下ネタが大好きなわけではありませんよ。
I know, you're just assuming that I'm an innocent little cherry boy and hence tease me with stuff like that because you want to make me blush.
さすが小ヶ坂さん。洞察力が優れていますね。
Same to you for having seen through
お
me.
互い様ということで、お掃除を始めましょうか。
Hold on there. Don't try to give me the slip.
姉さんには変化が訪れているんです。これ以上はお教えできませんよ。ですけど、小ヶ坂さんだからこれだけはお話ししたんですよ。
So she was basically telling me to be content with that answer. Is that change the same kind of change as you transforming into an evil
小ヶ
demon?
坂さんがエッチな狼さんに変わるようにです。
Kosame?
え？
Hold on.
よからぬことを言いそうな気配でしたから。
Kosame, I love you. The light harmless chops continue to add up. I've also seen through you.
どういうことでしょう。
Well, I'd have to become a werewolf for you to get to know that.
エッチなのはいけませんよ。
Kosame was actually just as inexperienced when it came to romantic affairs, which was exactly why she said these kinds of things I wouldn't know how to respond to. Drawing her gun first to protect herself. Teasing before getting teased, in other
小ヶ坂
words.
さん、私の何をカンパしたんですか？
I feel an impending danger of getting cut down if I told you, so I'll keep that to myself.
実は釜をかけただけですか？
I won't stop you from thinking that.
小ヶ坂さんが知った秘密というのは、
It only meant that as a joke. But contrary to my intentions, Kosame was
それ
serious.
は私の体のことについてですか？
I was puzzled. No.
本当ですか？
I was just thinking, like, you might just be the same as me, completely inexperienced when it comes to romance, you know. Is there some sort of interesting secret about your body?
えいえいえい
I got hit by a triple chop combo. I adore that fucking blush.
紛らわしいことを言わないでください。
He was relieved. Well, sorry if I was wrong about you not knowing much about romance.
はい。私は恋に疎くなんかありません。とっても手だれですから。
Sounds like a load of crap. So, what is that secret about your body?
知りたいんですか？
If you're fine with telling me, yeah.
聴診器は必要ですか？
Why are you bringing that into the
お
picture?
医者さんごっこがしたいんですよね。
No, I do not.
女の子の体の秘密を知りたいんですよね。
Whatever, I'm done. You joking around must mean you just don't want to talk about it.
察しのいい小ヶ坂さんは大好きですよ。
Well, I'm honored.
ですけど、鈍感なふりをする小ヶ坂さんは大嫌いです。エッチな小ヶ坂さんは もっと大嫌いですからね。
At a lost for words, I'm rendered unable to say anything but do anything but start sleeping. We'd finished all the sweeping. It took us quite a while, since there were fallen leaves and twigs aplenty. Guess it would probably have to be from the wind being so strong today. I was taking a breather in front of the mountain of fallen leaves when Kosame approached me.
小ヶ坂さん、今日はこれなんていかがですか？
Kosame was holding a basket with sweet potatoes in her arms. Just now Kosame had gone back into their house. I don't know what she was up to, but I didn't expect that. Like roasting them?
はい、マッチとスコップも持ってきましたよ。
You aren't even more than a few days into the fall season, but here in Ibarigazaki it gets cold quickly. When evening comes around, it gets a lot less bright out, and the wind also gets chilly, so the effective temperature goes down pretty considerably. Seemed just right for roasting sweet potatoes. So you got those ready beforehand, did
い
you?
つでもできるようにお母さんに頼んで買ってきてもらったんです。
We have more than enough fallen leaves, so yeah, let's get started right away.
楽しみです。
It was unusual to see Kosame all giddy like a little kid. I see you're trading on, not putting on weight regardless of how much you
エ
eat.
ッチなのは、
Man, you must be a pretty dirty girl if you immediately misinterpret what I say like that.
やり返されてしまいました。
She seemed frustrated. First thing to do was dig a hole in the ground with the shovel, so I got onto that. Guess it must be around time for Hisaki to come home as well now.
はい、姉さんも焼き芋は大好物ですから。
But I imagined she'd worry about her weight.
秋はいつも体重計の上で苦悩してますよ。
Well, we'll need to have her eat some no matter what.
はい、姉さん元気になると思いますから、少しでも楽になってほしいから。
While I was digging the hole, Kosame went ahead and wrapped the potatoes in aluminium
焼
foil.
き芋は姉さんのためだけじゃありませんよ。
Yeah, you love him too, evidently.
それだけじゃありません。これは小ヶ坂さんへのお礼も含まれているんです。
And I kept trying to tell her I didn't need any thanks. After having dug a good enough hole, I spread twigs over the
さつ
bottom.
まいも乗せますね。
The potatoes placed inside, we next covered them in leaves together. Ready when you
そ
are?
れでは行きます。
Kosame lighted a match. One at a time, she dropped the matches into our handmade oven. Fire started at several spots here and there, and accompanied by crackling noises, the fire spread until the leaves were all ablaze. The rising smoke gradually dissipated into the sunset the higher it went. We just wait.
はい、
We lined up next to each other and held our hands over the
手を
fire.
温めるほど寒くはありませんね。
Yeah, it's just at the middle of it's still just the middle of September
焼
after
き上
all.
がるまで何かお話でもしていましょうか。
How the fuck did the game suddenly start flashing like that? That's fucking weird. Sure, just spare me sexual jokes or any romance-related
で
talk.
はどんなお話がいいですか？
Okay, I have an
じゃあ
idea. Let's talk about Izakaki Kosame. That doesn't do.
小ヶ坂さんが言ったんじゃないですか。エッチな話題はやめようって。
I mean, it's not like I was gonna ask anything of that
で
nature.
は何を聞くんでしょう。
Have you ever had a Okay, that was a joke, but there's something I've been wondering about.
何でしょう。
If it's true that you transform on nights with a full moon, is that due to your spiritual powers? I remember you saying you possess powers or whatever of that kind. Are you from the future or something?
れっきとした現代人ですよ。ですが、あなたの言うオカルトや非科学とやらには幾分詳しいつもりです。そしてそれがオカルトや非科学の産物というのも微々たるものですが感覚でわかります。これもまた 霊感という不思議現象なのかもしれませんね。
I began to wonder if maybe I shouldn't have brought that up. Kosame still had the incident with Mare fresh in her mind, so that might have been thoughtless of me. Honestly, if you ask me, the faster we put that incident in the past, the better. So that we could just laugh it off whenever the subject comes up. Otherwise, it would weigh on both of us forever.
小ヶ坂さんは霊を見たことがありますか？
As I was waiting for her to reply, she suddenly came forward with that. You mean like a ghost?
はい。
I don't think so. I can't recall ever having any encounter with supernatural phenomena like
メア
that.
さんが初めてですか？
I guess so. I want to know what was behind that question. And you?
私もメアさんのような方とお会いしたのは初めてです。ただ過去にはこのひばりが崎で同じようなことがあったというお話を聞いたことはあります。
She had said something similar when she was confronting Mare. So basically, there was an existence like Mare in the past as
は
well.
い、そう聞いています。
From who?
お母さんです。
Mayaka?
はい。ですがお母さんは逆にメアさんのことを噂で聞いているくらいでよくは知らないと思います。ですから私が勝手に判断しておそらく同じ存在ではないかと推測したんです。
Did that mean Mayaka had met someone of the same kind as Mare in the
メア
past?
さんは幽霊さんとは違うと思いますけどね。
I'd have to agree. And what about ghosts? Ever seen one?
見たことがないと言えば嘘になります。私はいつでも見える位置にいますから。
What was that supposed to mean? Like you can effortlessly spot ghosts because of your spiritual powers?
そうとも言えますし、違うとも言えます。
After a moment of
世の
pondering,
中には霊が見える人と見えない人がいます。理由を霊能力の差とするのも間違いではないと思います。聖天宮の巫女はその血筋から霊能力を先天的に秘めていますが、自由に使いこなすには修練が必要です。その修練は時代とともに方法が変わってきて、今は精神論的なものから科学的なものに移行しつつあります。このあたりはスポーツなんかと同じですね。そうして分かったんですが、人は霊能力がなくても条件さえ揃えば霊を見ることが可能なんです。人間の脳には電気が走っています。脳の神経細胞は電気を使って情報を伝達します。そこに特定の電磁波を当てると、精密機械と同様、電気がおかしな働きをします。情報伝達がうまくいかなくなり、見えなかったはずのものが見えるようになるんです。人は電磁波によって霊を目撃します。特定の電磁波、特別な光で神の降臨だってその目にできるんです。
tilted my head in puzzlement. Wasn't that it was going over my head. It was more so that I just couldn't simply swallow that.
物が見えるというのは物質から放たれる電磁波が瞳を通り脳が処理して実行される機能です。その電磁波が視覚の誤動作を起こす場合もあるというのは説得力がありませんか？
That'd be more along the lines of a hallucination rather than ghosts, no? Assuming this, you'd basically be saying that ghosts only come into existence through this phenomenon. When people deny the supernatural, they either argue with plasma or that conclusion. So?
さすが小ヶ坂さん、大正解です。
Well, tensions escaped me. Talk about anticlimactic. And multiple people seeing the same ghost would be a group hallucination.
その通りです。
Apparently, it's seriously rare for multiple people to have the same hallucination at the same time, not to mention their hallucination looking the exact same while also talking and acting the
だ
same.
と思います。幻覚というのは個人の内因によるところがほとんどですから。
So you mean the possibility greatly increases when you add an external variable like electromagnetic waves?
その通りです。ちなみにお母さんはこういった科学は嫌いみたいです。というより学校の勉強みたいなのが苦手なんです。
I don't hate it or anything, just believing it is a different
眉
matter.
唾だって思いますか？
Well, I can't not, really. Above all, that would mean that basically you have to admit that Mare is a hallucination.
私はあの夜にメアさんを夢幻だと言いましたけど、
Probably having guessed my thoughts, Kosame continued after giving that
何も
preface.
外因というのを電磁波だけに限定しているわけではありません。霊だってちゃんといると思いますから。神様や鬼さんだってちゃんと存在しますから。でないとそもそも聖天宮の意味がありませんから。私は本当はメアさんを夢幻とは思っていませんから。ただ夢幻だと思わないと命を送り返すことにためらいが生まれてしまう。聖天宮で教わる心構えの一つなんです。だからあの夜は怒らせてしまって申し訳ありませんでした。
She directed a bow at me. I didn't bring this up because I wanted her to apologize. If she was going to apologize anyways, I'd rather she do it to Mare, not me. Kosame hadn't met Mare since that night. I apologize as
な
well.
ぜ小笠坂さんが謝るんでしょう。
It's not like I meant to attack you for what you did.
霊能力について聞きたかったんですよね。
Right? I wanted to get to know about your
い
transformation.
けない狼さんですね。
Well, what can I say? I won't deny that I'm privately hoping you'll transform into a lewd female werewolf. Kosame didn't fire back like she'd usually do. Her cheeks instead flashed red. Red enough to be clearly visible despite the sunset. You're pretty vulnerable to teasing despite doing it all the time yourself, huh?
ちょっと不意打ちにやられただけです。
You took one deep breath in and out and then smiled cheerfully.
はい、もう大丈夫です。私の守りは鉄壁です。
You're still blushing now.
嘘。
I was playing with you, it's the sunset. Kosame, I love you. He's just chaining it now! he has a strong combo game. he has a strong combo game. Finish the fucking word before suddenly sharply breathing in because you're out of breath. He doesn't have a strong combo gay. He has a strong combo game. As I continue teasing you, she was now red from ear to ear. Ooh, nice. Yeah, now you're redder than the sunset. Kosame turned her face away from me as if to escape, to which I smiled. So you really are vulnerable to being teased.
覚えておいてくださいね。
After muttering so in a low voice, she approached the fire and directed her gaze
焼き
downwards.
芋小笠坂さんにはあげませんから。
Kosame, you don't want to get too close to the fire.
熱いです。
Of course it is. Get back some.
私の顔が赤いのは暑いせいです。小笠坂さんにやられたわけじゃありませんから。
That was a surprising sight of you to behold.
知りません。
But I think it's pretty cute, honestly. There's the blush again.
そんなことを。
I love you when you're acting all cute and embarrassed like that. he's just not even letting her breathe. Though I actually love all sides of you.
や
You're the cutest.
めん。
Now your face is even redder than the fire.
ひどいです。
She's been teasing me quite a lot lately, so I had to get back at her.
怒りますよ。
You're cute when you're angry too.
本当に怒りますから。
I figured you might resent me if I went any further, so I was about to apologize when it happened. Coupled with a crackling noise, something came flying from the fire. It hit the back of Kosame's hand. She put up in the spur of the moment, fell to the ground, and rolled around to the wind. A burnt twig. Kosame! I went up next to her and distanced her from the fire. Kosame crouched down. The spot where she'd gotten hit was red and swollen.
驚きました。
Kosame isn't touching the back of her hand where the burn wound lies, instead gripping the wrist of that hand as she endures the pain. Kosame, can you walk? Asked her with my arm put around her. We had to treat her burn right away. If it's too difficult for you, I'll go get some water.
歩けます。大した火傷ではありませんから。
She didn't look like that to me. It likely wasn't just one of the twigs that hit her as a rather large surface was swollen. Kosame started walking slowly.
肩離していいですから。
Look, don't be worrying about me at a time like this. Don't tell me you have no right or whatever, or I'll get angry. Cool the burn at the faucet. In the meantime, I'll get the first aid kit from your house.
すみません。
No apologizing either. You'll get me angry.
じゃあどうすれば。
Just be a good girl and let me treat you. Simple, right?
私には簡単ではありません。
Then just hang in there. Put up with it, even if it stings.
そういう意味じゃないです。
Same thing. From my perspective, there's no difference. The reason Kosame was being more reserved than necessary. No matter what that reason was, it didn't change this ensuing feeling of loneliness.
ありがとうございました、小ヶ坂さん。
I'm not worried about thanks. Are you feeling okay?
はい。小ヶ坂さんのおかげでもう痛くありません。
I only cooled it and did some basic first aid, such as applying a gauze. That was all. While the pain may have subsided to some extent, it certainly hadn't gone away. I finished treating her just now.
ご迷惑をおかけしてすみませんでした。
She directed
応
a bow
急
at
手
me.
当慣れてらっしゃるんですね。
Well, I used to have to deal with my sister constantly wreaking havoc and getting hurt.
立派なお兄さんですね。
More importantly, you'd better go to the
も
hospital.
う夕方ですし、それに本当に痛くありませんから。
You need to get it treated properly or you might end up with a scar. If it's too late today, then let's go tomorrow.
いいんです。もう治りましたから。
Kosame, you need to treat your skin with more care.
なぜでしょう。
Well, it's that pretty.
襲っちゃうんですか？
I'm being serious. Kosame cast her eyes down.
小ヶ坂さん、私は怪我をしても傷跡が残らない体質なんですよ。
Look, I said I'm being serious here.
真面
So.
目です。痛みがなくなったのは本当ですし、やけどもしばらくすれば治るでしょう。例えば、もし目の前で焚き火をしていなくて、燃えた枯れ枝がどこから飛んできたのか私が知らなかったとしたら、やけど自体しなかったと思います。
Words transcend my comprehension.
私がこうしてやけどをしたのは、火が熱いと予想できるからです。そして、火に触ったと知ったからです。ですから、火に触ったことを知らなければ、熱いと感じることもありません。熱いと感じてしまっても、痛みはない。やけどをしない。そう思い込めば、傷になることはありません。
While what she was saying was difficult to follow, I'd heard her say something similar before.
その鎌は、私のなぎだたとは違い、持ち主同様、所詮は夢幻だということです。だから、
It's still impressive that she fucking managed to, like, block her mid-charge like that. While, like, fucking holding it like this. And that's fucking impressive.
だから、こんなこともできるんです。痛みを感じずに掴むことができるんです。痛みはない。怪我をしない。そう思い込むだけで可能になるんです。漁師は観測して初めて存在が確定するという解釈がありますが、それに当てはまるのかもしれません。これは量子論の一つの解釈でしかありませんが、人を縛る物理法則とはおよそかけ離れた考えです。これは普通の人間には適用できない物理法則です。私の体はおそらく 小ヶ坂さんが住む世界の物理法則とは違った法則に縛られているんです。と、オカルトを科学的に捉えてみたんですが、どうでしょう。
I breathed out heartily. How serious have you been about all
ど
that?
こまでも本気ですよ。
Kosame, I love you.
えい、
Hey, come on, no chopping with your burned hand.
うっかりです。
Kosame grimaced.
小ヶ坂さんが指摘したせいで痛くなりました。
Seriously, just how much of this did you really mean? Attain perfect serenity by clearing your mind, and you will find even fire cool.
一体何でしょう。
You're merely enduring the pain. Your shrine maiden training's toughened you up. That's all there is to it. Look, I'm begging you. Don't do anything that would leave a scar on your pretty skin. After being taken aback for a moment, she then said,
ありがとうございます。
her smile was a serene, gentle
私
smile.
の肌をきれいと言っていただいてありがとうございます。
Serene and also
心
sorrowful.
配していただいたお礼に焼き芋を食べていいですよ。
On top of the table was a mountain of freshly made roasted sweet potatoes. After I was treating Kosame, Mayaka was nice enough to go and fetch. While I was treating Kosame, Mayaka was nice enough to go and fetch them for us. The aluminium foil had cooled down by now, so it was the perfect time to eat them. Kosame, can you eat with that hand?
はい、やけどなんかに負けてられません。
She was instantly cheerful again. Man, you really love
私が
those.
空腹を感じられる数少ない食べ物ですから。
After that interesting turn of phrase, she pressed her hands together.
それではいただきます。
Thanks. Phyllis both took a hearty bite. This is great.
やけどしてまで作った甲斐がありました。
We continued to munch away.
コサメ
After we were in the middle of eating, Hisaki bolted into the room.
さっき玄関でお母さんから聞いたんだけど、あなた怪我したって。
姉さんも食べますか？
Hisaki, with a roast sweet potato held out to her, flopped down to the ground exhaustedly.
いらないなら小ヶ坂さんと二人で食べてしまいますよ。
いるわよ。
She seized the potatoes sullenly. You're pretty late, huh?
いつも通りよ。それより小雨、やけどは平気なの？
はい、もう治りましたから。
そんなわけないんだから、ちゃんと病院行きなさいよ。
She basically said what I already did.
姉さんこそ体調はどうですか？
もう治ったわ。
そんなわけないんですから、ゆっくり休んでくださいね。
Two of them were quite similar.
小ヶ坂くん、
Not heeding any of what her sister had told her, Hisaki reseated herself next to Kosame, and thus right in front of me. What is it? It's not like I'm planning on taking your share as well.
焼き芋のことじゃなくて、
You love these, don't
好
you?
きだけど、そうじゃなくて、
Well, just don't eat too many. You don't want to gain any more weight.
まだ猶予はあるから。なんで知ってるのよ。
Well, Kosame told me.
小ヶ坂さんはエッチですから。
つまり、小雨を卑猥に脅して聞き出したのね。
How could you possibly arrive at that conclusion?
それで姉さんは何を言おうとしたんでしょう。
お母さんも言ってたけど、小ヶ坂くんが小雨の手当てをしてくれたのかって聞こうとしたのよ。
Well, yeah, but it was just basic first aid.
的確な処置でしたよ。すぐ痛みが引きましたから。
小ヶ坂くん、ありがとう。
She had her face turned away
お
from
礼
me.
に焼き芋食べていいから。
I'm already in the process of eating as we speak.
あまり食べすぎるとご飯が入らなくなりそうですね。
いいんじゃないの？これが夕飯で。お母さんも料理の手間が省けたとか言ってたわよ。
今夜はお母さんが当番でしたからね。
Let's have some more
そう
then.
ね、冷めないうちに。
たくさん焼きましたから夜食にもできそうですね。
Well, I had dinner waiting for me back at home, though. It was already dark out by the time I left their house. Jinami might very well be waiting for my return, rampaging around in hunger. But Well, I suppose those potatoes I'll take back with me for her will instantly raise her spirits again.
今夜も満天の星空ですね。
Kosame, who saw me off from the shrine, lets out a sigh of admiration while gazing up the fall's night
こんな
sky.
に綺麗だと幽霊さんも喜んでいるかもしれませんね。
I don't really get how that relates.
霊とは過去に存在した人の魂です。いわば過去の思い出です。だからそれは星の光と同じなんです。何億年も前の光が今この星に届くように、幽霊さんも過去の思い出を秘めて見上げているかもしれません。ひばりが咲の星空を見上げているかもしれません。おはよう、ようち
Morning, asshole.
ゃん。おはようございます。今日も遅刻ギリギリなんですね。
Blame my dimwit sister.
立派なお兄さんですね。
Yeah, no.
ようちゃん、ちなみちゃんを待ってて遅くなってるんだから。
Grudgingly,
照れてらっしゃるんですね。
Kosame, more importantly, I drew near to Kosame.
こんなところでですか？
What are you even talking about? I mean your burn.
やけ
That was a little accident yesterday. Well, how is it,
ど？もう
Kosame?
治りましたよ。
Want to see his reply?
私はいつだって真面目ですよ。
Kosame presents me the back of her hand. That was definitely the spot where she suffered the burn yesterday. Gazed at her hand in
Hold
wonder.
治っているでしょ？
No traces of a gauze or a bandage. Far from it, there wasn't even a hint of it having been burned. Silky white, smooth skin. So beautiful, it almost seems like ice.
これも小ヶ坂さんの的確な治療のおかげですよ。
That just couldn't be. Not even half a day had passed since she burned herself. Yet the wound itself had perfectly healed up. At a speed that was unimaginable by normal standards.
小雨ちゃん、やけどしたの？はい。ですけど、大したことはありませんでしたから。後にならないならよかった。はい。小ヶ坂さんは大げさに捉えていたみたいですけど。
Then interject. I was unable to keep up with this baffling situation.
でも気をつけてね。小雨ちゃんってびっくりするくらいお肌すべすべなんだし。アスホさんこそ健康的なお肌で羨ましいです。小雨ちゃんの方が羨ましいよ。身体測定とかやっても火の打ちどころがないって感じで。私はアスホさんのスレンダーで可愛らしい体型の方が好みです。だから小雨ちゃんのゆり相手はこももちゃんでしょ。ようちゃん、どうかした？
Nah, it's nothing. Kosame's burn was just much less severe than I was thinking. That was all. There was nothing questionable about it. It's nothing I should be having chills over. I ought to have been glad her burn healed up in the time that it did. As those thoughts were running through my mind, I saw Kosame wordlessly gazing at me. After club ended, I came to help out Kosame again. She was easily using her should-be-burned hand as she was sweeping the shrine grounds. As if to tell me what happened yesterday was just all a dream.
気になりますか？
Having noticed my staring, Kosame put up a wry
怪我
smile.
が治ったこと、不思議だって思いますか？
I couldn't find the words to answer her question.
おかしい、変だって思いますか？こんな私を恐れますか？
It doesn't. As in casual a tone as possible, I continued. I'm glad your injury healed up. Couldn't hope for anything more, yeah?
小ヶ坂さんは優しいですね。
She responded to me by
た
saying
だ
that.
私は慣れていますから。そんなに多くはありませんが、たまにやってしまうんです。 気をつけてはいるんですけど、誤ってこのようなところを人に見せてしまうんです。やっぱり限界があるのかもしれませんね。
Words pregnant with resignation irritate me. Again, please stop using that
小ヶ
phrase.
坂さん、私の体質のことは誰にも言わないでくださいね。
I won't, and please know it's really not like I'm fearing
人
you.
は未知のものを意味嫌います。闇を避けるように理解を超えた対象に恐怖を覚えます。だから人はそこに信仰を当てはめます。自然災害は神の怒り、病気は呪い、精神疾患は狐つき、夢幻は幽霊。そんな言葉を用い、未知のものを恐怖または崇拝の対象として理解しようとするんです。そしてそれは普通のことなんです。大昔から続いている基本的で原始的な行動なんです。だから小ヶ坂さんが私を恐れたって。
I told you I don't. Look, I'm also friends with Mayor.
そうでしたね。
Kosame nodded, though I didn't know whether that convinced
ミ
her.
ヤさんも不思議な方ですからね。
Just please don't call her a hallucination.
はい。小ヶ坂さんとメアさんの前では二度と言いません。
So she only wouldn't say it, but wouldn't take it back. So she only wouldn't say it, but she wouldn't take it back. And she had only promised not to attack Mia again. Her thoughts about her and what she was might very well still have been the
聖
same.
天宮の先人たちは鬼を撃つために心の目を養ったそうです。夢幻に惑わされないよう強い意志を持って相手に挑むんです。強い心で立ち向かわないと対峙するどころか姿を追うことすら叶わなかったんですよ。
It was hard to say that Mia and Kosume's incident was resolved. Didn't even know why Kosame attacked her in the first place. Why she said those things.
あなたを見てると苛立ちます。軽々しく友達だなんて言って、友達を作れたなんて言って、自分が何者かも知らないくせに。
She said that doesn't have a right. She said she doesn't have a right to experience love, and that she underwent a lot of hardship to even make herself believe she has the right to make friends.
お仕事続けましょう。暗くなると落ち葉が見えなくなってしまいます。心眼を使ってお掃除ができるほど私は歴戦の巫女ではありませんからね。
Was there anything at all I could do for Kosame? Of course, these past few days, I'd spent a lot of time with her, and I'd gradually start to hold thoughts such as those.
ようちゃん、小雨ちゃん、私今日は部活休ませてもらうね。
Plans?
ちょっとお店の手伝い頑張ろうかなって。ひばり祭の準備が忙しくなると手伝いできなくなるから、その前にね。来週から本格的に始まりますからね。岡泉先輩にもさっきメール送ったから、ごめんね。
It's all good. We already decided what we're doing for the festival anyway, so you just focus on helping your dad.
明日の天体観測はちゃんと出るからね。
We'd also plan to have a moon viewing party together on that day.
月見団子をたくさん作っていくから楽しみにしててね。
Also, thus left the classroom. Kosame was tracing her back with her eyes until she was out of sight. I suppose she hadn't told Asa yet that she wouldn't come. Kosame?
はい。私たちは部室に行きましょうか。
Well, I was gonna suggest we take off today too.
小ヶ坂さんも何かご用ですか？
Yeah, together with you.
すぐに神社のお仕事ですか？
I was thinking we might go have some fun before that. Her eyes widened in
遊び
surprise.
にですか？
Yep.
誰が？
Me.
誰と？
You.
いつ？
Now.
どこで？
Hibarigasaki.
ひばりが崎のホテルで？
No.
なぜ？
Because I want to have fun together with you.
エッチなことですか？
I just said we're not going to the hotel, okay?
お外でなんて。
I just meant normally go to town and find some fun stuff to do.
誰が？
No rewinds, we've already been through this. Kosame made a downcast expression.
私と遊ぶんですか？
Right,
二人だけで？
right,
デートですか？
right. Ho ho! Not this time. I caught her chop.
タイミングを見切られました。
Well, you know what they say, you learn from experience.
小ヶ坂さん、私は
You do have the right. You do have the right to go on a date with me. I mean, you treated me to those nice sweet potatoes, so it's the least I can do to thank you. We go around you anywhere. We'll go anywhere you want today, and anything you want to eat is on me. Kosame was stunned. You have the right to experience love with me for a time worth the sweet potatoes I got to enjoy. Kosame said she had no right to experience love. It's not that I'm getting ahead of myself, thinking something like this will lead to me. This will lead to me having a relationship with her or anything. However, I don't want her to reject love itself. That's because she can experience love just fine, like anyone else. I mean, even I, someone inexperienced in love, am affirming love. After all, maybe those feelings I had for the lookout girl in the past were truly love. I just sent Okaizumi a message saying we won't be there.
私も送ってしまいました。
Did you actually want to go to the club?
というより、遊ぶために休んでしまったことに罪悪感がありますね。
Just think of it as a little relaxation before we get knee-deep in Hibari Festival preparations.
どうせ休むなら楽しまないといけませんものね。
Yep, you've got the idea. Enjoy ourselves to the
公
fullest.
然とデートですか？
Well, an official date would make us an official couple.
それはとっても困った問題です。
Guess it'll be a secret date then.
そうなると内緒の恋人になってやっぱり困った問題です。
Okay, in that case, we'll make it an official, but limited to just kind of... In that case, we'll make it an official, but limited to just today kind of date.
一日限定の恋人ですか？
Basically, yeah.
実は今日以外も期待しているんですか？
I'm gonna plead the fifth on that one.
焼き芋の分だけですよね。
Well, technically, I could go and say those were actually worth a lifetime to me,
小
though.
ヶ坂さん、女たらしですね。
Just for you.
それでは私たらしですね。
Anywho, we'll stick to just today for our pretend couple deal. That fine by you?
はい。
Kosame drew slightly nearer to me.
一日限定でしたら困ったことにはなりませんから。
She said so with a slight hint of
小ヶ
embarrassment.
坂さんの恋人になるのも悪くないと思いますから。
We didn't link arms. But still, the two of us got going, well, closer to each other than usual.
いらっしゃいませ。ってあれ？
You dumb fuck!
こんにちは、アショさん。
A destination per Kosame Oh, okay. Per Kosame selection. Was Asuo's cafe.
なんだ、お前らも来たのか。
And for whatever reason, Asuka was present too. It almost feels like I'm back in the classroom. So much for a private day with just the two of
ア
us.
スカさん、学校が終わったらすぐ教室を出ていましたよね。
マスターに都市伝説のことを聞きにな。学校で聞き込みしてもさっぱり情報集まらねえから。
二人はどうしたの？部活は？岡泉先輩に悪いとは思ったんですけど、欠席させてもらいました。はい。
用事でもあったのか？
小ヶ坂さんがご用を作ってしまったんです。
Well, I guess I can't deny that I'm responsible.
喫茶店に用事なの？そうとも言えますし、違うとも言えます。
やけにもったいぶるな。
何の用事なのか気になるよ。
You could have just said we came to have some tea or something, but now she'd gone and Ron needed his attention to ourselves. Well, I should be safe. Naturally, she wouldn't just straight up say we're on a...
実は小ヶ坂さんとデート中なんです。
Why would you just say that?
ですけど、私たちは公然の恋仲ですし。
No, Kosame could add the important part that is the for today. Also toppled over.
お前、驚きすぎだろ。
驚かずにはいられない新事実だったんだよ。
Wait, that's just for today.
一日限りで捨てちゃうんですか？
Could you please not phrase it in such a misleading
一
way?
日だけのお遊びですか？
That's what I said from the start, right?
小雨さんとは遊びだったわけかよ。
Yes, in a sense, but not the kind of fun you're thinking.
体だけが目当てだったんですか？
Obviously not!
前は体の秘密を知りたいって言ったくせに。
You totally know that I didn't mean it like that.
ようちゃんの毛玉
Could you please not believe this so readily? I explained the situation and how I managed to solve the misunderstanding.
びっくりさせないでよ。
そんなことだろうと思ったけどな。
残念です。もっと楽しめると思いましたのに。
I think you had your fair share of
小
fun.
ヶ坂さん、目的は達しました。次のデートスポットに向かいましょう。
That's the only reason she came here? What? Your sole reason for coming was literally just around a teasing? Her only reason for coming here was fucking with people. I can respect it. You know what? I can fucking respect it. God fucking Haribo, goddamn fucking gummy bears. This piece of shit, motherfucker. I don't know what that was. I mean, I know what it was. It was this meeting the fucking gummy bear thing, but I don't know where it came from as well. I don't know what came over me to do that. I know where that thing came from. It came from upstairs. I fucking grabbed it and took it with me. I don't have no idea where the fucking makeshift mace came from, though. That's still a mystery.
麻生さん、お邪魔しました。
Also seemed bewildered, but then she said,
小雨ちゃん、どうせなら目いっぱい楽しんでね。
after she said that, the two of them shared a smile.
はい、一日だけ小ヶ坂さんをお借りしますね。一日なんて言わないよ。小雨ちゃんだったら、ようちゃんと本当の恋人になっても驚かないよ。
さっき驚いてたじゃねえか。
驚くかもしれないけど、納得できると思うんだ。だから頑張ってね、小雨ちゃん。麻生さん。
Now it was Kosame's turn to be bewildered.
最後にしてやられました。
She muttered that side comment after we left the cafe.
恋人になってもいいだなんて、麻生さんに逆にからかわれてしまいました。
Was Asa really kidding when she said that, though? That aside, I gotta say, I kinda felt like Asa was totally ignoring my feelings in this equation of who I end up with. Or maybe you'd actually taken that into account when you said what she did.
なんだか悔しいです。
You have a very, I'll say, sadistic disposition.
M の姉さんがいますから。
So, where you wanna go next?
姉さんをからかいに行きたいです。
She's in the middle of student council meeting. In the middle of a student council meeting. We'd have to go back to school.
ついでに部活に出られそうですね。
That sounds like a pretty lousy date, though, don't you think?
そうでした。うっかりです。
That was plainly on purpose.
麻生さんにしてやられた分、小ヶ坂さんを困らせて発散です。
Textbook definition of a sadist.
はい。ですから、私と付き合う方は M じゃないと務まりませんよ。
I wouldn't necessarily say that.
なぜでしょう。
You could have a sadist that gets pleasure by making another sadist submit to themselves. I'd say that works. You get it, my man! Listen, I have a thing for... I have a fucking thing for the idea of dominating the dominant. It's the reason why my favorite Abbott Imagine Neptunia character is Iris Heart. Shut the fuck up.
小ヶ坂さん、けだものですね。
Won't deny it.
けだものじゃないって否定すると思いましたのに。
Well, I am the wolf, you know. Might as well live up to my
エッ
name.
チな狼さんですものね。
And also your boyfriend.
今日限定が抜けていますよ。
So, where do you want to go next?
小ヶ坂さんは行きたい場所ないんですか？
Anything goes for me as long as you're with me.
理解のある彼氏さんですね。
Well, I'm housing an inner gentleman. Though that inner gentleman has never done anything but screw me over.
私も小ヶ坂さんとだったらどこでもいいですよ。
Understanding
ただ
girlfriend.
二人してそれだとどこにも行けませんね。
Why don't we just walk around then?
はい。
Kosame drew nearer to me. Just a teensy bit. Our relationship was closer than that of just friends, but not close enough that you'd call us an item. Why don't we link arms? Yeah, I guess that was a bit of a jump. I scratched my cheek, glossing over my embarrassment. Kosame drew another step closer to me.
今日だっけ
I hate this fucking background. It continuously just sounds like someone screaming my name. I don't know why. She raised her arm gently.
私もしたくないわけじゃありませんから。恋に憧れていないわけじゃありませんから。
Embarrassedly, she intertwined her arm with mine. CG? CG.
こんな風に誰かに恋をしても。
Please go away. Thank you. That's a new CG that I won't have to do the shining white ray of fucking light for. Lovely. Love to see it. Albeit hesitatingly, she drew my arm towards herself.
一日だけなら許されると思いますから。
She put a bit of a strength into her arm. I could feel her body heat, softness and warmth. Her chest, which I couldn't help but think was pretty nice size. Blinking arms like this stress home that fact more clearly than ever. Her voluptuous breasts were softly pressed against my elbow.
どうですか？
Shut up. She peered at me questioningly with upturned
私
eyes.
と恋人になった気になりますか？
Yeah, through and through. I'd never experienced such a soft sensation
本
before.
当ですか？
Oh yeah, you're basically a striking picture of a teenage girl head over heels.
からかっていますか？
That was my honest impression, swear to God.
私
Kosame's tone was insecure.
小ヶ坂さんの彼女になっていますか？
Forget about her, I was the one seriously worrying about whether I was pulling my role off
誰か
decently.
が見たらどう思うでしょうか？
Probably a normal couple, wouldn't you think?
そうでしょうか？
I'd bet on it.
信じますよ。
Do
恋
that.
人に見えないって言われたらどうしますか？
Well, whoever that person is, I'd say they've got something wrong with their eyes.
そうでしょうか？
Because I don't look fitting next to you?
いえ、
Kosame shook her head.
そうではなくて、 私の方が
While other people's perspectives are irrelevant, as long as I love you and you love me, that's all that matters. We're a couple. That is why we're on a date, right? Although I didn't know whether the right to go on a date with me was an equal trade-off for the sweet potato she gave me. Tension escaped from Kosame's shoulders.
そう言っていただけて嬉しいです。私でも恋人ごっこくらいなら可能なんですね。
No, I believed she could, even if it wasn't pretend. Someone like her would have no trouble finding a boyfriend. The guy who could have her as his girlfriend would be one lucky son of a gun. But I guess if I said that out loud to her, it would only sound like I was teasing her. Let's go.
はい。
I slowly stepped forth.
私、誰かと腕を組むのは初めてです。
Same here?
本当ですか？
Why'd I need to lie?
はい。
Except, we know it's not the first time. Like, sure, it wasn't entirely voluntary, but Chinami, sadly. Kosame nodded somewhat joyfully. Thus the two of us walked on at a leisurely pace. After a little while of walking, a tasteful sight sprang into our eyes. Huh, so it was the waterway.
はい。来たのは初めてですか？
Yeah, though I did know it existed. It was one of Hibarigasaki's sightseeing spots. Even so, I hadn't visited it back during my childhood
この
here.
橋の先は隣町になるんです。ずっと進むとお父さんが勤めてる病院に着きますよ。
Back when Izakaki had received a hand injury and Kosame was blacked out, we rode there on Chino's car. Oh, he did pass over this bridge, but either way, I wouldn't have known. At the time, I was so worried about Izakaki and Kosame, I didn't pay any attention to where we were.
風が気持ちいいですね。
Cool breeze gliding over the waterway rustles Kosame's long hair, making it stroke my shoulder. As few tourists in our vicinity passes by, they peer at me and Kosame walking arm in arm. Each time, Kosame puts more strength into her arm. I guess it's the uniforms, huh? We don't much look like a tourist couple.
はい。
But I'm positive we look like a body-high couple. Through her arm, I could feel her shaking slightly.
幽霊さんの恋。
She murmured beneath her breath. Huh?
よくあるじゃないですか。幽霊さんとの恋物語。
Yes, and they better go fucking end well, or I will find the writers and smash them. Not in a sexual sense. I mean with like either this or the sledgehammer I have in my shed. Anyways.
恋人が事故か何かで幽霊さんになって、もしくは好きになった相手がたまたま幽霊さんで、そんな設定で描かれる恋愛は大抵幽霊さんが成仏して終わります。そして残された人はその悲しみを乗り越えてまた新たな人生を歩む。幽霊さんじゃないちゃんとした人との恋を育む秘伝物にはなるんでしょうけど、これが一番ハッピーエンドですよね。みんなが幸せになれる結末ですよね。はい。
Like for example, the ghost that went to heaven reincarnated and then met again and they met up again after guy die, or they met up again after the guy dies. Stuff like that doesn't work.
はい。きっとそれは天文学的確率なのでなしです。
Well, so is the chance of fucking meeting a ghost and falling for her.
奇跡的な幸運に頼るのは宝くじを買うだけの怠慢ですのでなしです。
Harsh words there.
小ヶ坂さんが望みそうな答えを言ったつもりですよ。
Gonna keep my mouth shut.
幽霊さんに残された時間はわずかしかありません。恋人と一緒にいられる時間は残り少なくなっています。そんな時、幽霊さんは一体どうするでしょう。できるだけ豊かに多彩にこの時間を使うでしょうか。それとも 心残りにならないよう、周囲の人たちに迷惑をかけないよう、ひっそりと過ごすでしょうか。みんなの日常を壊さないよう、別れの際、大切な人の心に影を落とさないよう、恋をしないよう過ごすでしょうか。
Still kept silent.
小ヶ坂さん、そんな幽霊さんには恋をする資格があるんでしょうか。私はないと思います。あると思える自信を持てることはないと思います。
That way of thinking meant the ghost would choose the latter, the wish to secretly disappear all alone, because someone is so dear to you that you don't even care about your own self. But rather than a sincerely held belief, Kosume's words, they sounded to me like a cry for help. Kosame lets go of my arm and sadly walks away from me.
帰りましょうか、小ヶ坂さん。
After saying that, she turned around. I remained standing where I was. That's it?
はい、
I didn't get to treat you to anything.
いいんです。私は空腹を感じない体質ですから。
You haven't had any fun
運
yet?
河を見たじゃないですか。
What else? Nothing.
それで十分です。
Let's go on with the
これ
date.
で終わりにしましょう。
Was it too boring for you?
そんなことはありません。喫茶店で麻生さんをからかいましたし、満足です。わずかな時間でも恋愛というものを経験できましたし、小ヶ坂さんの恋人にしてもらいましたし、
She smiled embarrassedly.
私を彼女さんにしてくれてありがとうございました。
She directed a bow at me. Kosame,
彼
then,
女さんが帰りたいって言っているんですから、理解のある彼氏さんならきっと許してくれるはずですよ。
in that case, I'll help you out with the shrine work.
いいえ、それも結構です。
Tried to go on to say something further, but Kosame sealed my lips with her index
彼
finger.
氏さんなら彼女さんのことを思うべきですよ。彼女さんが一人になりたいと考えていることを察するべきですよ。
With this, our time as a pretend couple had come to an end. Dropped the curtain all too anticlimactic. Kosame was smiling until we parted at the station. The smile she puts up out of consideration for me. That smile gave rise to something within the depths of my heart, but hurting the other's heart when the time inevitably comes to say goodbye. Kosame seems to believe that is the right option for the ghost in her story. But it was already too late. My heart was already in pain. Precisely because I had had the chance to meet Mare, these feelings born inside me had my thoughts go in a direction beyond common sense. I'd convinced myself of this worst-case scenario, and it wouldn't leave my mind. I was positive that from that day on, I would never be able to bring myself to like tragic love stories.
この時間になるとさすがに冷えるな。
はい、私も秋物の服を着てしまいました。好みは寒さを感じずに済ませられるのに、私の過去の経験が錯覚を生んでしまいます。幽霊さんが過去の思い出に縛られる証かもしれませんね。
思い出が全てではないさ。君の体は命を落とした当時からちゃんと成長していると聞く。
そうですね。この姿は人は成長するという私の知識が生んだ夢幻なのだと思います。身近に姉さんがいたおかげで、姉さんの成長に合わせて私も成長できたのだと思います。せつな先輩、今夜はどんなご用ですか？満月が近いですので、夜に出歩くのはなるべく避けたいのですけど、相手がせつな先輩でなければ断っていたところでした。
それについては悪かった。
大切な要件ですか？
ああ、そうだ。
私を送り返すこと、決心がついたんですか？もう母からは許可を得ているんですよね。 何を迷っているんですか？姉さんのことですか？今の姉さんでしたらすでにある程度予想していると思います。私はこの世を去るべき存在だと。
君の姉は記憶を取り戻したのか？
そこまではわかりません。ですが私手の甲にやけどをしたんですよ。そしてすぐに治ったのを姉さんに見せたんです。姉さんは驚きはしませんでした。信じられないような、でも納得したような、そんな複雑な顔をしていました。だから大丈夫です。姉さんはもう全てを受け入れられると思います。ですから迷わないでください。せつな先輩が姉さんを心配しているのは嬉しいですけど。
君はいつもそうなんだな。自分ではない他人のことばかり考えるんだな。君はもっと自分を大切にした方がいい。私の要件はそれだよ。私は君を送り返さない。君が自分のために帰るのならば話は別だった。だが君はそうじゃない。君が他人のために帰ろうとする限り送り返さない。悩んだ末の私の答えだ。
残酷ですね。
そうだな。私は君が自殺したいと言い出さない限り手を貸さないと言っているも同じだからな。
This is like reverse suicide watch. It's just, okay, just, you know, we're making sure that you're really prepared for it before we help you with it. Just, you know, we don't want like, fucking afterlife to be like, well, I didn't want this and then get in trouble like that, you know, the fucking devil is kind of, and God, both of them, kind of just on my fucking, my goddamn phone list, and they won't stop bitching to me if we are not careful. So we'll just really make sure that you're really ready to pass on before we help. That's a bit morbid, isn't it? That's basically what's happening. Really morbid.
せつな先輩は私に自分を大切にしろと言いました。ですが自殺というのはそれに反する行為です。
そうなるな。
でしたらせつな先輩は私に帰るなと言っているも同じです。
そうだ。
どうして？
君が私の初めての友人だからだ。君は自分のためではなくあくまで私だけを思ってこれまで私に近づいていた。君が自分を思わず他人ばかりを思った結果、私は君に手出しができなくなった。だからわかるだろう。君が自分を思わないせいで私が代わりに君を思うようになってしまったんだ。この責任は重いのさ。君が帰るくらいでは果たされないくらいにな。
Get fucked, Kosame! Why is the game flashing? Stop, please. You're scaring me. I waited for noon to come, then made my way over to the shrine. Us not having school today, I decided to come at an earlier time than usual. She turned down my offer to help yesterday. However, we agreed upon me helping out until next week. The trees had only just begun to change colors, but probably from a combination of the sheer number of trees around here and the strong winds, I could spot fallen leaves. Well, it wouldn't take long to given that amount. Sweeping the shrine grounds was necessary nonetheless. The water sprinkling, though, could maybe be put off for the rest of the year.
小笠原くん。
Walking down the shrine grounds, I eventually spotted Hisakaki further in the back.
こんにちは。
Hey, hard at work already? That's some spirit.
ほんとお疲れよ。せっかくの休日なのに。
Using a broom in her hand as a stand-in cane, she grumbles on. Shouldn't take too long though, right?
夏に比べればね。打ち水をやらなくていい分。
So while it may have been tough for a single person, it was an easy job when you had two. And there doesn't seem to be a lot of leaves yet
なの
either.
に焼き芋やってたあなたたちは気が早いっていうか。
Well, these are pretty big grounds if you gather all the leaves up doing a fire or simple
小
enough.
雨も張り切ってたんでしょうね。
Pretty unusual for her, but yeah, she was really excited. Guess that just goes to show how much she loves sweet potatoes.
嫌いな人なんていないでしょ。
Me. Then again, it's kind of unfair since the only like sweet potato thing I've tried were like sweet potato fries, and I fucking despised them. I think that's prejudice.
小雨から聞いてたけど、毎日手伝ってるのよね。今日もなの？
Whoops, I've been peering around here for a while now, but I couldn't spot Kosame anywhere. Is it your turn
え
today?
え、小雨に行ってそうしたの。最近任せっきりだったし、休日くらいはね。
The fact that she spit out complaints despite doing it voluntarily was very much like her. Is Kosame at the house?
そうよ。小雨に用？
If it wasn't her turn for shrine work today, then technically that meant I had no need to see her. I guess there's kind of something I want to talk with her about. Answer to her that
小雨
way.
の了解は？
Nope, I haven't.
じゃあ、多分無駄しね。あの子、今日は誰とも会わないと思うわよ。
Is she busy or something?
そう言っていいのかもね。あの子、たまにあるのよ。大抵、夕方から翌朝まで姿を見せないんだけど、今日は朝から見てないわ。
So she's doing something inside her own room?
みたいね。
And what would that be?
わからない。
His cocky stone contained
理由
resignation.
を聞いても、寝ていたやら、勉強していたやら、そんな風にしか答えないから。私には嘘なんて通じないのに。嘘しか話さないから。食事時にも顔を見せないし。まあ、部屋に持ち込んでるんだとは思うんだけど。
Kind of worrying, to be
今
honest.
となっては、もう慣れてるけどね。
Sure couldn't say that. Well, she claimed to be used to it. Anguish was showing on her face. Say, Sakaki.
何？私の代わりに掃除してくれるの？
I'll be sure, but it's something different.
何よ。
But those days where Kosame doesn't leave her room happen to be days with a full moon. It was the Mid-Autumn Festival today. The night sky would hold the full moon, which Kosame so hated. She said she wouldn't participate in both the stargazing sessions and the moon viewing party today.
どうかしら。月なんて今まで気にしたことなかったから。
Sakaki can't stand the stars, so I suppose she's hardly ever gazed up at the night sky. Wasn't strange that she wouldn't notice. And what about Mayaka? I could try asking her. No, I couldn't do that. This wasn't something I ought to discuss with others in the first place. She said she didn't want to trouble those around her, so me doing that would essentially be trampling over her feelings. You know, Sakaki, today is the Mid-Autumn Festival.
そうなんだ。知らなかったわ。
Cut the lies, I know you got the message we sent you.
まあメールは来たし、小雨も言ってたけど、屋上でお月見やるって。
Are you coming?
しない。
Do you hate the moon too?
星よりはマシね。
I'm going to tent club for a change.
やめておくわ。小雨も不参加だし。
Do you feel sick?
別にいいでしょ。
It's not actually a cold, is it?
なんだっていいでしょ。
Let me borrow your broom for a sec.
私から奪わないで。
I'll do it for you.
やらなくていい。私の当番なんだから。
You just said you wanted me to do it
あ
for
れ
you.
は冗談。だから返して。
I guess I'll start around the main building.
体調のこと心配してくれるのは嬉しいけど、同じくらいムカつくのよ。
She stole the broom back from me.
向こうにもう一本あるから、手伝うなら早くして。
You're so not
そう
cute.
かもね。
No, mate. The same went for her sister. They always bottled up their feelings and took it all upon their own shoulders. They'd never admit when they were suffering. And it was because of that strength that theirs reflected to me as self-destructive in a way that I just couldn't leave them alone. Also, man, I've have to realize you're already troubling me by doing this. Asu's elated voice was soaked up by that radiance. The sky zenith hung. There at the sky zenith hung the moon around as a bowl. The countless stars of the whole sky as its audience, the moon was unreservedly taking center stage of the night sky, boldly declaring itself to be the main role for the night.
さすが、秋の満月は見事だね。
ずっと見てると押しつぶされそうです。私、月見団子作ってきたよ。ついでにおはぎとかしわ餅も。
Ohagi have just forever been fucking changed in my mind by Twin Star Exorcists. Like, what the fuck even is an Ohagi? Quite frankly. You know what, fuck it, I'm gonna, like, look it up and then pause the fucking video real quick, because I go take a leak. Fuck is an Ohagi? There's a wagashi with glutinous rice, regular rice, and sweet azuki paste. They are made by soaking the rice for approximately 1 hour. The rice is then cooked into thick azuki paste is hand-packed around the pre-formed balls of rice. As a sacred food as offering during the weeks of spring and autumn Higan in Japan. Another name for this kind of confection is ohagi, which the origin of the definition of is an argument. But some people say uses a slightly different texture of azuki beans and is otherwise almost identical. It is made in autumn, and some recipe variations in both cases call for a coating of soy flour to be applied to the ohagi after the azuki paste. That actually does sound quite tasty. Fuck, I'm hungry now. There's so many cases of wagashi where it's just like, they just sound right to me, I guess you could say. Like, a problem with the like, I always hear that, like, these Japanese sweets, they are not as sweet as the stuff we have, like Western sweets and stuff like that. So it's always a case of, by God, that sounds so up my alley, because the older I've gotten, the more I've started to notice that chocolate in a lot of cases is just too sweet for me, where I just can't properly enjoy it a lot of the time. It's like fine if it's in cakes and stuff like that, but just like chocolate itself is just no. It's just too fucking sweet. So, by God, I wish I could just like try some of these fucking wagashi just to see if they are up my alley. But where the fuck do I get any? Yeah, I know that there's those weird subscription boxes that I could probably buy, but, and again, that's quite expensive, actually. What are they called again? Like what? Fuck, what were they called? Books, I think it was. Oh well, who the fuck cares? I'ma be right back. So my dumbass just forgot that I only paused the recording while I was upstairs, so I was not at all hurrying up. Like, I was on the toilet, took a piss, afterwards fucking washed my hands, started snacking on some random shit. And just like started petting my cat for like a few fucking minutes. And then I like come down here like, okay, let's just get back to our kind of extra one. You gotta get through that. And I just sit here like, oh, why is the game not open? Did I forget to close it? Then I look over at fucking OBS and like, oh shit! I only paused the recording! So that was awkward. Also, I forgot to put on my fucking coat again. Bloody hell. Oh well. Anyways, let's just get into it. Here's some zebra grass from me. As placed it down, the zebra grass started to sway in the night wind. Also, on the other hand, already had a picnic blanket spread out, and even had some multi-layered food boxes on it.
それでは、いただきます。
Somewhat cheekily, Aoi goes ahead and sits down on the blanket, not wasting a second of time. Aoi, that comes after our stargazing session.
夜は寒いので、早く食べて、早く帰りたいです。私たち半袖だからね。でも、私は耐えられないほどじゃないよ。
制服の衣替えはもうちょっと先だから、我慢しないとね。
Just wear a coat over it. Kosame isn't among us tonight. Apparently she contacted us yesterday that she wouldn't come. I also dropped by their house earlier today once we finished the sweeping, but I didn't see Kosame at all. I had Kizakaki go and call her, but she apparently didn't even get a response. My calls were going unanswered, and my texts weren't getting any replies either.
小雨ちゃんは休みで残念だけど、私たちだけでも楽しまないとね。
4人も集まれば十分さ。昨日の部活は誰も来なくて僕一人だったからね。
Koizumi began to fiddle with the puzzle ring. It seemed yesterday, not only we, but also Aoi took the day off club. Or, well, played hooky to be exact.
望遠鏡も準備したし、それでは、これよりテンクルの天体観測会を始めまーす。
待ちなさい。一人忘れてるわよ。
あれ？まだ誰かいた？
いるじゃない、ここに。
Izakaki also came to the rooftop. Can't be Izakaki.
あなたが部活に出ろって言ったんじゃない。
Well, yeah, but you clearly said no. Did I make you force yourself to come?
体調じゃなくて、気持ちの方でね。
小桃ちゃん、小雨ちゃんは？
あの子は休み。連れてこられなくて悪かったわね。
ただ休みの理由を聞いてなかったから。
Kosame is currently shut inside her room because she doesn't want to venture outside during the full moon.
ちょっと用事ができたのよ。本人もすまなそうにしてたわ。
Izakaki informed also with a
小桃
lie.
ちゃん、月見団子をたくさん作ったから、お土産に持って帰ってね。
わかった。小雨に渡しておく。
いっぱいあげるから家族みんなで食べてね。
So you made more than only enough for those who were supposed to come.
人数分って言ってもみんなどれくらい食べるかわからなかったしね。どうせだから作れるだけ作っちゃった。どのくらい作ったんですか？一人10個がノルマだよ。
私たちを太らせる気なの？
おはぎとかしわ餅を合わせると一人30個だよ。
My stomach felt sour just from hearing that number.
あそくん、改めて始めようか。
はい。みんな、今夜は満月を観測するからね。
Also adjusted the focus of the telescope and then stepped away to let us use it. There are countless craters visible on the moon's surface. It's assumed that these resulted from meteor impact.
流れ星になって降ってくる小さな隕石なら可愛げがあるんだけどね。
数万年前に地球に落ちたアリゾナの隕石鉱なんかは直径が 1.2km、深さが 180m もある。都市に落ちたら大惨事だね。
クレーターなんか見えますか？
You know what? I'll be right back after I get the fucking coat back again. It's fucking freezing. There we go, much better. Strange enough, Aoi was using Asu's telescope tonight. Did you not bring your telescope, Aoi?
持ってきてません。今夜は月見のお団子がメインでしたので。
Fall seemed to have gotten food on her mind.
あと、 部になった祝賀会も兼ねてるからね。
And the byproduct of that was these 30 dumplings per person.
クレーター探してたら目がチカチカしてきたわ。望遠鏡で見る満月はすっごく眩しくて賑やかだけど、クレーターとかは見えづらいんだ。欠けてる方が見えやすくて迫力があるんだよ。だから月の観測って満月を避けるのが普通なの。
じゃあなんでわざわざ満月を観測するのよ。
それはね、満月だとその他の星も見づらいからさ。
じゃあ今夜は天体観測する意味そのものがないじゃない。
そんなことないよ。私は星の光もそうだけど、月の光を観測するだけで楽しいもん。
中毒患者の言い分ね。
全国の天文ファンを敵に回してるよ。
えへへへ、最高の満月だぜ。
I don't know why he's just like fucking turned German for the first word of the sentence.
今にも狼男に変身しそうです。
That got me thinking. I wonder what Kosame was doing right now. Was she avoiding the excessive luster of the moon tonight? Spending her time alone in her room with the curtains shut?
月の観測が終わった人はお団子を食べていいからね。いただきます。
Aoi was the first to bite. Hey, also, could I take some dumplings home?
ようちゃん、お月見は出られないんだよね。
Just like Kosame, I had also informed her beforehand.
待ちなさい。私を誘った本人がなんで途中で帰るのよ。
Sorry, I have a little something to do.
はい、ようちゃん、お土産。
She passed me a whole box. This is more than just 30.
ちなみちゃんとしのさんの分だよ。
Thanks a ton.
もうお腹いっぱいです。
She just looks so fucking peaceful. Having finished one dumpling, I was already relaxing with a cup of tea.
えへへへ、満月に心が現れるようだぜ。
I'm very worried about Okaizumi.
この人見張ってないと事件でも起こしそうね。
Well, Izakaki, have fun with the moon viewing
む
party.
しろ振動が増えそうよ。
Let us
バイバイ、裏切り者。
No, you'd still hadn't forgotten. No, I knew you'd still hadn't gotten over that.
帰りの夜道には気をつけてください。裏切り者。
良い週末を。裏切り者。
えへへへへ、裏切り者に乾杯。
He's like acting like he has consumed all the drug. Exhaustion weighed heavier on me than the food box. I returned home and handed some of the dumplings I received from Aso to Chinami and Onshino. After that, not even wanting to waste a minute it'd take me to change out of my uniform, I immediately left. I took the remaining moon viewing dumplings with me too. These were what I'd eat with her, though I still couldn't get through to her cell phone. After a ride on the train, I arrived at my destination. The nighttime shrine grounds were brightly lit up by the moonlight. That cool, clear light accentuated the silence, creating a seemingly different world compared to the vivacious night sky. I had originally planned to just go straight to their house. However, my feet found themselves here instead. This place was tonight's stage. There, beneath the moonlight, spilling down like a spotlight, I stood a single figure.
小ヶ坂さん。
It was the very person I wanted to see. I don't know why, but I'm worried, so...
何か。
Fuck! Please.
何かご用ですか？
The moonlight, of course, being as luminous as it was, I couldn't make her out clearly.
私を誘いに来たんですか？
I strained my eyes and drew near, wanted to perceive her more acutely, not just
お
her
月
voice.
見は しないって言いましたのに。
Wanted to perceive her, yet my wishes went
満
unheard.
月は嫌いだって言いましたのに。
I knew it! Fuck you! Comparing the birds before me and the moon sitting above her head, the two seemed to be polar opposites. Full moon on one hand, gallantly radiating as it ostentatiously made its presence known. Kosame's figure, on the other hand, was faint. As much as I would have loved to just write it off as the moonlight obscuring my vision, it was clearly not something that grounded in reality. As much as I would have loved it to be a simple case of my eyes being dazzled, this was obviously something of an entirely different dimension. Getting closer and focusing my sight did nothing to change what I was seeing. What? What is this? What's happening to you? Unable to perceive it with just the mere aid of my eyes, I extended my hand towards her. Would have likely gone on and told her to put on some clothes lest she wanted to catch a cold had I touched her skin. However, I didn't and couldn't. Trying to grasp her only resulted in my hand passing through her. My fingertips clutched air. It all felt like some bad dream.
満月の夜はだから嫌いだったのに。
Beneath the fierce full moon, she stood with her evanescent skin exposed.
今日は一日部屋にいるつもりだったんです。
The moon's light is shining right through her. The natural spotlight illuminates not Kosame, but unavailingly so, the clothes she has on. It is like the leading actress only appears to be on stage when she isn't really.
今日は外出しないつもりだったのに、誰とも会わないつもりだったのに、なのに小ヶ坂さんのせいですよ。小ヶ坂さんが期待を持たせるようなことをして、あなたが私をデートに誘って腕を組んで一日だけでも恋人になって、だから
A white translucent body I could neither perceive with my eyes nor with my arms. It was something far more beautiful than the full moon, and it wasn't something that was ever meant to be.
もしかしたらって思って外に出たんです。ずっと満月のもとに立っていなかったから、この身を知って以来立っていなかったから、だからその間に私の体普通になってたらいいなって。他のみんなと一緒だったらいいなって思って、そうすれば堂々とデートできるかもしれない、恋できるかもしれない、また小ヶ坂さんと腕が組めるかもしれない、小ヶ坂さんを好きになれるかもしれない、資格を持てるかもしれない。
Her tone was pregnant with sorrow and resignation.
だけど変わりませんね。やっぱりダメみたいです。幽霊さんには恋は難しいみたいです。満ち欠けを繰り返す月、晴れた夜は満月を避けるように部屋ではカーテンを閉めていました。それでもその光は明るすぎて完全には遮断できず、そのためかどうしても頭から離れない月の満ち欠けに思いを馳せてしまう。明けない夜がないように、いくら欠けていたとしても満ちない月はないから、時間が経てば満ち、また欠けても時間が経てば何度でも満ちるから、 だから私は思ったのかもしれません。時間が経てば私の体も満ちるんだって、満月のように誰の目にもはっきりと映るんだって。今はこの体が欠けていても、いつか満たされないこの心も、いつかその日を信じて、満ちることを信じて、叶わない夢を信じて。
Kosame flashed a lonely smile. Her expression now was the exact same as the one she wore on the night of that incident, where her eyes weren't crying, although her heart was.
私のこの体は夢幻なんです。一見するだけでは私と皆さんは同じに見えるかもしれません。ですが実際は違うんです。現実の風景と写真の風景が同じに見えてしまうように、わずかな解像度の違いなんて人は識別できないから。人の視覚には限度があるから、人の感覚には限界があるから。だけどやっぱり違いはあるんです。満月の夜にはそれが現れてしまうんです。突きつけられてしまうんです。
Couldn't say a single word. The hand I extended instead without change passed through her. I couldn't grasp her. My hand passed clean through her. This is what an illusory dream was like. But then, that means she wasn't here. That Kosame didn't exist. I see. Now I understood. These were the circumstances surrounding the girl I knew as Kosame.
分かっていただけましたか？
Yeah, I see it crystal clear.
でしたらもう帰っていただけますか？神社の手伝いもやめていただけますか？私に優しくしないでいただけますか？私を迷わせないでいただけますか？こんな私を見たら人は普通でいられなくなる。変わってしまうんです。満月で変わった私を見て人は変わってしまうんです。それは大切な日常が壊れてしまうということ。だから私には恋をする資格がないんです。
I closed my eyes. Remember, goddammit. I'd gathered experience through my time with Mir, so I have to make use of that now. Be they a Grim Reaper, alien, ghost, what have you, even an illusory dream. None of that matters, not one damn bit. Can't let myself be led astray. My vision and senses may have been deceived. My feelings, however, would not be. Kosame is right here. She exists. That is enough. If I could just feel that for myself. If I could just believe in it. Then... the fucking chat is like, can't be fucking touched right now. This is what the full moon does to me. He just goes in here like, fuck the full moon. Fuck your logic. Now come here, let me give you a big hug. Like, I just could have showed this. Which is actually quite wholesome, even. Let me take a screenshot. No, I fuck. There we go. Her body undergoes a change. A moment ago, moonlight had shone her. Had shone through her, but now that I've managed to take her beautiful ephemeral body into my arms, it takes on a clear form, accompanied by a definite warmth. Kosame's figure waxes. This is what it means to be an illusory dream. To be a dream that can come true. She's like over here just like, what? What?
こんな って。
Don't you remember, Kosame? There was a time when you took hold of mere sight without getting hurt. I used that as my reference, so I was able to proceed just by not letting my mind go astray. The mind's eye, as they might call it. Thanks to you doing that, I was able to seize you in my arms. Kosame's lips are trembling. Her eyes are still widened in surprise.
それが本当なら、それは小ヶ坂さんの力です。私たち聖天宮の巫女は訓練を受けていますから。夢幻に惑わされることはない。視覚をはじめとする感覚に騙されて本質を見誤ることはない。だけどそれでも限度があるのに。
Fuck your limitations!
お母さんや刹那先輩だって満月の日は難しかったのに、私の姿を捉えられなかったのに。
Kosame, I love you. Maybe I really did jinx it. You know, with how much I've actually said it and all. I guess you must have just thought I was joking. And truthfully, I probably thought I was too. But somehow it seems like those feelings of mine are serious now. Looks like I've come to love you more than anyone else. That was the one true reason why I was able to seize her like I did. Tears streamed down Kosame's cheeks. Tears that she absolutely refused to show, no matter how much she was actually crying on the
小
inside.
ヶ坂さんが抱きしめてくれたから。だから私も体を保つことができる。心を強く持てる。私はここにいるんだって。ちゃんといるんだって。いてもいいんだって。ありがとう。
I don't need any thanks.
じゃあどうすれば。
Could I get a kiss? Pretty
小
please.
ヶ坂さんがエッチな狼男さんに変身してしまいました。
All thanks to you seducing me like you did.
誘ってなんかないです。
Well, you were standing practically naked now.
小ヶ坂さんが勝手に覗いただけです。
I'll kiss you. I'll steal your lips. Draw my face near hers. Kosame makes no move to get away from me. Her lips are brimming with the warmth of a human body.
奪われてしまいました。
Yep.
無理やりされてしまいました。
Well, I did ask for permission.
無理やりエッチなことをされました。
It was just a simple kiss.
十分エッチです。だって私
Both Kosame's voice and expression are calm by
キス
now.
初めてですから。男の人とは初めてですから。
Yeah, you had one with Izukaki before.
はい。ですけど姉さんにファーストキスにはならないって言われてしまいましたから、これがファーストキスです。小ヶ坂さんに奪われました。無理やり奪われてしまいました。
Like you to tone down on the forcibly a bit there.
言わせてください。この身に刻ませてください。
So many options, you know, just not the fucking nip slip ones. Fuck those.
小ヶ坂さんに私の初めてをあげたんだって。
Sure doesn't sound like the saddest girl I
小
know.
ヶ坂さんがもっと S だっただけです。
That isn't quite right either, I think.
小ヶ坂さんに初めてを無理やり奪われてしまいました。
She repeated the fact over and
あ
over.
なたにあげてしまいました。
Jesus Christ, the back of my hand is real fucked up again. The fuck? Looks like old man hands when I do that. Jesus Christ. She etches it into her body and heart, so that it remains, so that it doesn't disappear.
あなたに初めてを
Could I ask for more?
私には恋をする資格は
You do, and I just gave it to you. Are my words not convincing enough to you?
はい。言うだけじゃわかりません。言葉だけじゃまだわかりません。だから
I embrace Kosame from behind. Her clear skin is right there. Skin I am able to touch. It basks in the moonlight, shining to a dazzling extent. Then they fucked. After fixing ourselves up some, she gets dressed, and we look up at the full moon in all its beauty, shoulder to shoulder. We cuddle together as if it were... as if still languishing in the afterglow.
月にウサギがいるって本当なんですね。今までちゃんと向き合えなかったから知りませんでした。小ヶ坂さんに抱かれて私は知ることができたんですね。
She puts strength into her hand as it holds mine, and I do the
いろ
same.
んなことを知ることができた気がします。これもその一つ。お団子おいしいって思います。焼き芋と同じくらいおいしいって。
While pecking at the dumplings she's holding in a delicate manner, she smiles with embarrassment.
「こんにちは、小ヶ坂さん。
Let's go a bit longer. One more scene. Hey, Kosame!
待ちましたか？
Nope, just got here as a matter of fact.
彼氏さんの模範的な回答ですね。
Well, it really would be if I'd waited something like 30 minutes.
違うんですか？
Nope.
それはしょんぼりですね。
I did arrive 30 minutes early, but Kosame did too.
今日もいい天気ですね。
Yep, just perfect for a date. Last night we promised after the moon viewing. We promised we would continue our date from before when we ended our little pretend couple game early. Though of course I knew that our relationship wasn't just pretend anymore.
デートにお誘いいただきありがとうございます。
It isn't really an exemplary reply as a
で
girlfriend.
はどう答えたらいいんでしょう。
I figured it'd be nice to go. I'd be nice to go and to stay with you, so show some gratitude or
デー
something.
トして差し上げるんですからありがたく思ってくださいね。
On your knees and look my shoes, you swine. Try that.
私の靴をお舐めになってくださいね。
I don't know. Doesn't really click. I guess it was because her general demeanor was soft and
小ヶ
gentle.
坂さん、私を女王様にしたいんですか？
Nah, I just tried to come up with the perfect phrase for you.
私をいじめて楽しんでいるんですか？
100% yes. No, not at all.
小ヶ坂さんのキスマーク まだ残っていますよ。
After saying that, she held up her hair and showed me her
小
neck.
ヶ坂さんが私をいじめた証ですよ。
I don't think that counts as teasing.
違いませんよ。これを他の人に見せたらきっと私の主張が通りますよ。
I think they just take it as one of your usual jokes.
まだ痛いんですよ。初めてだったんですから。
I could only keep my mouth shut hearing
や
that.
けどの痛みはすぐなくなったのに、小ヶ坂さんからもらった痛みはなくならないんですよ。
If anyone was teasing here, it was her. Are you fine walking?
辛いかもしれません。
You don't have to push yourself. You could go on a date whenever. Didn't necessarily need to be today. Want to go rest up at home? I can take you there if you would do.
それは模範的な回答じゃありませんよ。
Fuck the internet. I can't look at the word cope anymore. Kosame
彼
approached
氏
me.
さんなら私が歩くのを手伝うべきですよ。
He snuggled up to me and softly intertwined her arm with
こうやっ
mine.
てデートを楽しむべきですよ。
She said so with a shy smile on her face. What should we start off with?
小ヶ坂さんの行きたいところでいいですよ。
And I'm fine with going anywhere you want to.
それだといつまでも決まりませんね。
It was just like last time when we were strolling through the shopping district after we'd left Osawa's cafe. Want to swing by the Milky Way then? You'd be able to rest there.
いえ、こうしていれば歩くのは平気ですから。それにこうしているのを麻生さんに見られるのはとても勇気がいることです。
So I guess Kosame was also conscious of the fact that we weren't playing pretend
隠
anymore.
したいわけではありません。親友の麻生さんだからこそ隠すことはいたしません。ですけど私は麻生さんの前でどう振る舞えばいいのかわかりません。もし麻生さんが悲しんだら私も悲しくなりますし、もし麻生さんが笑顔でいたらやっぱり悲しくなると思うんです。
I didn't know how to go about this either. That just wasn't a simple answer to it.
そして最も危惧するのは麻生さんがからかってきた場合です。その時は私何も言い返せないと思います。からかわれるだけからかわれるしかないと思います。それが一番悲しいです。
In conclusion, you're a sadist.
小ヶ坂さんほどではないですけどね。
Once we had to go back to school, he wouldn't be able to hide it even if he wanted to. Kosame also understood that. So then we ought to prioritize enjoying the day's date to the fullest. Shall we go on where we left off last time?
続きですか？
Well, our last date ended at the waterways, so let's use that as our starting point for the day's date. You should enjoy our date as a real couple. Cool wind blew past us. Though even so, the temperature felt nice. The sky was clear, and furthermore, it was a Sunday, so you had a large number of people out and about. The body heat of all those people rose the temperature. And as she and I were walking, arm's length, we also had tourists shooting us glances as they walked past. Kosame was a real beauty, so it wasn't strange that guys would go out of their way to look at her. I started to feel a bit uneasy about whether I looked fitting next to her, but I didn't let it show. I'd make Kosame feel uneasy too if I acted that way.
私たち
Pretty sure we look like a couple.
そうでしょうか。
Well, if I look like a good match for you, that is.
私の方が釣り合わないと思いますよ。
I can assure you that at least is beyond impossible.
なぜでしょう？
Because you're as cute as you are.
私たらしですね。
I don't know why that is just so adorable to me. So it didn't matter what Kosame was. I managed to touch her even under the full moon. I managed to embrace her in my arms.
鼻の下伸びてませんか？
Would you please drop the false
紳
accusation?
士さんを装う狼さんですね。
She pressed her plump breast stronger against my
鼻
arm.
の下伸びますか？
I chopped her.
なぜかツッコミをいただきました。
That was punishment for trying to make me transform.
こんなところでもですか？
Yeah, but it'd be all your fault.
夜じゃないと満月は見えませんよ。
You're my full moon, baby. Come on, buddy.
口説き文句ですね。
Well, this is a date. Why the fuck does his hair look like Rien Schwarzer? I don't know why I said Rien Schwarzer. His family name is literally Schwarze, which, by the way, is a way in Germany to say like basically when you say that someone is a Schwarze, you're saying that that person is a black guy. Schwarz literally meaning black, and when you add an er to it, it's usually like this adjective now is basically aimed at something masculine. For example, black chair would be schwarzer Stuhl, because just like in how the French do it occasionally, we basically, like the French do it more than us actually. Every word is assigned masculine if it's either feminine, masculine, or neutral. For if we take the word for one, if you take you know what? Let's stay with black, with Schwarz. If it's referring to something feminine, it would be Schwarze. If it's referring to something masculine, it would be Schwarzer. If it's referring to something gender neutral, it is Schwarzes. For example, Schwarzes etwas, black something. Anyways, she presses her soft breast against me, and I chop her.
またいただきました。
It's so I can restrain myself.
自制でしたら自分を突っ込むべきです。
It's also to make you show some restraint.
へい。
Squish. Chop.
ほとんど同時でした。
Yeah, I'm quite desperate about preserving my self-restraint.
へい、へい。
Thank God! Squish, squish. Chop, chop.
2回もいただきました。
Because you did it 2 times.
へい。
Squish, chop. But this time she didn't let that stop her. My elbow was buried deep in her cleavage. Are you asking me to keep chopping
本
you?
物の紳士さんはそんなことはいたしませんよ。
I was aiming to be that real gentleman, so I guess I should leave my arm buried in her cleavage.
デートの間はずっとこのままですよ。
I was kind of worried about my self-restraint.
紳士さんならこれくらい何でもありませんよ。
I really need to put in a serious amount of effort. Gotta say, though, I haven't walked around much hearing anybody gossiping yet.
引っ越してきてまだ2ヶ月ですものね。
Kosame slightly tilted her head to the side questioningly.
ですけど小ヶ坂さんは子供の頃にも住んでいたんですよね。
Yeah, but it was the kind of kid that mostly stayed indoors. As a matter of fact, it's basically my first time seeing this area here.
それでは観光客さんと同じですね。
There's my chance to do some sightseeing, so can I ask you to be my guide? Kosame nodded humbly.
運河の近くの商店街はオルゴール堂やガラス館が多く並んでいるんですよ。
And let's just end it here. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. See you next time. Bye-bye.